I'll leave it to the professionals.
Blessed by Gandhi, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been goated when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her Era Lord. Call me Levi, playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the
Started off with a
blockchain.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like LeBron James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. The field's not falling for the FOMO. Listening to Coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum NFTs. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I got a shout out
Started
to
off with a
Bodie.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Freaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in suits. Yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, miny, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. Had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. So I had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the ride with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
Jim, welcome to Coffee with Captain. I'm Cap. Happy Friday, everyone. You know what that means. It is Coffee with Captain Day. Not only is it a Friday and we get our $50 claw pool for Coffee with Captain, it is the last Friday of the month. So that means we get to select June's community member of the month, who's going to be pulling a $250 claw pool over on the BZ Gold claw pool machine. If you've not yet set up a BZ account, you can click the QR code in the top of the screen. It'll take you over there to BZ with our ref link, get that thing set up, and be ready for today's Coffee with Captain. We're going to be doing that before 9 o'clock. So we've got a special guest joining us, Spencer from Vibes, and Moonbird's going to be joining us around 9 o'clock to talk through all things Vibes TCG. And so if you want to participate in Coffee with Captain, let us know in the chat down below. Our favorite spot for you to do that is over on the YouTube channel. Head over there, hit like, subscribe, leave us your comments. Let us know you want to participate today, and we'll be pulling a couple of winners. GM to all of our GMers, by the way, the early birds over there, Absolute Zero, Thomas, Osiris, Helpful Soul. Appreciate you all. We've got Thomas in the cat, or Jesus. See, Katie, you're already on my mind. Thomas in the abstract chat. I was trying to combine abstract chat and teacher Katie at the same time, but yes, it is a Friday. Our U.S. men's national team dropped their first game in the World Cup last night, although wasn't as surprised as they sat like 9 of their starters as they'd already secured the group stage. They didn't want anyone to get their second yellow card and make sure there's no unnecessary injuries. So today, though, is a loaded slate in the World Cup. We have all the stars are out. Well, I can't say that. Maybe all the stars are out. It looks like I saw this morning. I've not confirmed this, but I saw this morning that Holland, my guy Holland, may not play. And it's disappointing because I thought the game still means something, both Norway and France, but apparently not. So we will see. But I did hit on the Paraguay Australia 0-0 game, and then the other one I have to go 0-0 in a game that benefits both teams benefit by a draw is let me double check. I want to say it's Austria and let me see. I'm looking for my open bet slips. Austria and whoever Austria is playing. I just for whatever reason I opened this one on Bovada and I'm not usually over there and they've moved some stuff around. I can't find it, but where is it? Weird. Transactions, sports. Well, I think it's there, but I'm not seeing. I'm not finding it. Really odd. It's not in her profile. I know it's great live TV. I know. Well, I'll move on. I'm at a loss. Actually, you know what? I think I have that one on Kalshi as well. So I'll head over there. If you're excited by 0-0 draws, might I interest you in Algeria, Austria is the other game. I think is a 0-0 tie. We're 1 for 2, but I know for a fact I opened a 2-gamer and I am not seeing it anywhere. Perplexed. I am perplexed this morning. Here's what we're gonna do though. Before we're not gonna do a deep dive on this today because it is we all love the BZ Claw pools, absolutely. Spencer will be here at 9, so any help and assistance. Well, I did say I would love your no disrespect to YouTube. If you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, what are you doing? But in all seriousness, since we have a guest on today, would love to get the audio spaces warmed up. So let's we'll pick our coffee with captains from the X audio spaces. So you could do X audio or X video if you prefer watching the video. But a like, a repost, a comment. Let us know that you want to participate in Coffee with Captain. But then also reposting the space. That's where we'll choose the $50 claw pool and the $250. And I'm going to change the title real quick to get that set up. But we're here a couple weeks. So we got a lineup of superstars here joining us on the show. We've got Spencer joining us today. Next week, the Claynos team is going to come on to talk about their micro shorts. And then the week after, or maybe the following week, we're going to get Sergito on here to talk about Meebits and what they're doing on the football streets. I've got some packs I'm going to rip. I've got pretty sweet. Well, I think I might keep this a secret. I don't know. I said I was going to choose a soccer team. I might choose a couple. And I've got a jersey reveal I'll be doing, but I think I'm going to save that for that stream. I see Sergito out there. I'm going to rip. I've got a few Meebits football packs. I'm going to rip one this morning. TBD, I might go back if I'm feeling lucky. I might go rip one of the other Panini, packs. But we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that just because I don't want to bury the lead when we have Sergito on to do the deep dive on Meebits and Meebits football. But it's Friday. It's Friday, big slate today in the football world. I also picked up. I'm going to get heading to my first baseball game of the season, going to a Rays Yankees game in early July. Looking forward to that. And sports are running good. They broke a record already for World Cup attendance, and it's not even the knockout stage. The group stage isn't even over, and they've already set the all-time attendance record for the World Cup. Yes, I know there's more teams, but it's still less games than an entire World Cup would be in the past. So the U.S., Canada, Mexico proving to be good hosts. and yeah, putting up some numbers. So you love to see it. You also love to see Edward Norton, both Edward Norton characters at the game last night. For those who haven't seen Fight Club, that's your weekend homework. Go watch Fight Club this weekend. All right, this is Brickadall is in the running for a claw pull. Dort out there, always in the running. We got Aspiring Nobody. Aspiring Nobody is always in the running for a claw pull as well. Dillo already with the special image, and message in Pain real quick to confirm something. Market wise, man, I don't know. I haven't seen anyone talking about it on the timeline, but my debrief, my daily brief tells me that there's $10.6 billion of Bitcoin's options expiring today. It's the largest single settlement of 2026 and roughly 37% of all Bitcoin open interest on Durabit. Overnight, we retested 58K again before clawing back up. So this morning, it doesn't look as bad as it might have looked overnight. You know, one thing it is pumping, ApeCoin up 11% on the month. I just saw 15 cents. The Asian tour is working. It is on a bloody day. Bitcoin down almost 3%. It's actually back down to 59K. So I misspoke. We tested 58K, clawed back up to 60, and now back down to 59,364. ETH down to 1,500. That's probably going to be the daily market update. Everything else is red, minus like Solana actually flat, up almost 1%, which on a day like today is not nothing. Must be the Ansem pump. Ansem said it's called Solana to 600 this cycle. Aave up 6% as well. So you got to stretch. You got to squint a little bit in the top 50 to find a couple green ones, but they're there. And hopefully, I know there's a lot of talk. I'm not the strategy expert, Michael Saylor strategy that is, but I've seen some interesting takes there. Like, people speculating there's billionaire war games again, and some big players attempting to take him out. And I don't know if there's real liquidation risk there. It did. Strategy, it's back down below 100 for the first time since March of 24, and I think this 60K psychological level might be a big deal. I really don't know, but the annual dividends they started the year around 300 million a year, now up to 1.2 billion, so about 4x increase in under 6 months, and corporate cash reserves are not growing, so. One to keep an eye on. We talked earlier this week about Ethereum Foundation cutting 20% of their staff, slashing their budget by about 40%. I think it's bullish. What does it? Is it going to lead to any positive price action? Probably not. At least it's not today. And Beeple sold his Infinite Loop show rather at Node. Auction wrapped up. You wouldn't be surprised to find out that Adam Weitzman won that auction. It was 100K. For the Beeple piece there, and they have an event. I think the event runs through the 28th, so it runs through Sunday of this week. If you're in that neck of the woods, might be worth checking out. I would love to. I'm not making a West Coast trip just for that. But does anyone know? There's apparently it's some interactive work there. You can flip between signal and noise, which is calm or chaos, and with a hidden choose violence button. They can only be pressed 660 times before permanently locking the piece into a dystopian state. The exhibition runs through June 28th. So yeah, if anyone's out there, if anyone's checked that out, I would be curious. I know we have some big art fans, and a few have hit up the Node before. And speaking of pack grips, those Beeple packs continue to do pretty well. I think on the secondary market. Speaking of packs doing pretty well, we broke 100 overnight. I think right now it's back down to $98 is the floor price on those Panini packs. Oh shoot, no, I had to refresh. Holy cow. 118 bucks. I'm kind of flabbergasted. I felt good about it. I hope more than just Joey tailed me on this one. We called it out on the show, and I'm hesitant. Maybe I should just, things I feel conviction in, I should just pump hard and with the disclaimers. And if it goes to zero, it goes to zero. But this was one that just seemed so obvious to me. Not that it would run to 118 per pack, but I just, like, if you would like put a gun to my head, I got to use a better analogy. If you would have forced me to like pick a percentage on what's the chances this pack, these $25 packs sell for less than $25 in the secondary market, I probably would have said less than 5%. Then after it sold out within 10 minutes, I would have said less than 1% chance it sells for less than that. So this is one of those things where, like, low risk, high reward in the sense that you could pull a 6-figure 1 of 1, and now the pack has nearly 5x'd. We're not gonna go another 2 hours on Panini NFTs. We don't have the time today. I'm gonna rip one more pack just because we're gonna celebrate the $118 floor price. Top sale it did hit 120. Right now it's sitting at 118. Just wild. Been a minute since we've seen something like this, and this wasn't on no volume. There was 50,000 of these packs sold. I'm gonna go back over to Crypto Slam to see what the lamest data is as it relates to that top sale. There was a $210,000 Lamine Yamal that sold yesterday. Massive numbers. Now in the past 24 hours, 3.75 million. And this is Panini blockchain. In the last week, it's still showing ETH slightly ahead, but I wonder if this updates like says amounts are calculated. I wonder if this updates every 24 hours, because I think it's the same. Right now, it looks like the same numbers as yesterday. Because I think with some of the recent data, I think it's probably actually flipped ETH on the past week. But yeah, just absolutely cooking right now in the Panini streets. Yeah, we're gonna rip one more, and then we're gonna rip 2 football packs to get us in the mood for vibes while we're getting things warmed up. You smash that like, repost, bookmark on the space, and would greatly appreciate the support getting things warmed up here today. And tell your friends. I mean, or don't tell your friends, because we have 2 Coffee with Captains coming here, the $50 and the $250 variety in short order. Here's the first pack. This is also, if I don't rip a grail, one of 2 things are happening. Either we rip a grail, we pull a 5-6-figure grail here, or someone pulls the grail on BC. Just 2 rares. Okay, so we're not pulling a grail on this one. We've got a Nicholas Wormbrand, a Hicham Budayo, a Goncalo Ramos of 124, and the Nicholas was a rookie card, and then the last rare is an Inter Valencia, also 124. So not our best pack. Good. I'm glad I saved the grail for whoever's on Coffee with Captain. Offers are $4, $4, $1, and $2. So should have sold that pack for $118 instead of turned it into $11. I'm glad you're seeing this though, because that these types of pack rips are much more common and normal than flipping it over and having a $25 uncommon and a $100 epic. The offers are flowing though. Liquidity is very real and doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. Maybe it loses its motion as the World Cup comes to an end, but we got a few weeks left of good run on that. GM Maria, GM Iceman, the Husky is looking like it's enjoying that pool. Mike Campbell says, "Don't pick your team based on Joe's history lesson of politics." If you missed that, Joe's been my soccer Sherpa, my football Sherpa, getting me up to speed on all these international players and these international leagues, and that's what it started as, and then it turned into a history lesson on imperialism. But Mike says you have to watch Man City if Holland is your guy. The manager Pep has left, so they may be a little more loose with their play, and it could benefit Holland even more. now that it's taking over like my feed, my timeline, there's this, let me see if I can find it. There's this picture of Holland, and it's bonkers, man. The guy, yeah, here it is. First one I pull up, 2.34, not feet, that's meters. The guy's literally getting 6 feet up in the air. I don't know if this is like a bicycle kick or what the heck he's doing here, but just super, super athlete, 6'5", 6'6", and ferocious on the pitch. I'm a big fan. Quickly becoming like, I am not 100% decide. He's definitely one of my favorite players to watch. There's a good chance he becomes my favorite player. Sneaker Dad, happy Friday. I'm glad you're here. Thank you, by the way, for the assist on the Spencer interview today. Before I even had a chance to DM Spencer, he had reached out to me and said that you mentioned we were talking about vibes on the show, and yes, set that up. So thanks for passing along the good word. And if you're not following Sneaker Dad, one of the great team members there on the Vibes team, responsible for getting these, not just these packs in the wild, but what probably my favorite thing is how I do love that they're using Web3 IP. I've seen some new, I actually saw this week some new overpass deals that got inked. But beyond the IP, I love how they're incorporating so many artists from the space. So many, I mean, from our friend Zane, who worked and helped do the creative there and the art concepting. And then several other artists from Vinny to Grant Young and many, many others that have that actually did the art on these cards. Love to see it. I did see that someone pulled us. Yeah. So we didn't pull it on this show, but yeah, someone did pull. There was a couple of 6-figure cards pulled yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to find a 6-figure one in here, but speaking of cards, speaking of football, and our fine artists and our friends on the show, two of the most iconic artists in the space behind the MeBits brand, Matt and John of CryptoPunks fame. So this is, let me do, we're going to do a few of these. We're going to do a proper MeBits show, but I'm in the theme of soccer and pack rips. This one is, there's 7 cards in this pack. There is 1 redemption card per pack. There's 1 promo card per pack. The 67% chance of getting common, 2% chance of a bronze, 1% chance of a silver, 0.36% chance of a gold. So the grail, we're hunting a gold card here in the MeBits pack. And nice. I didn't realize we got fancy ape chain logo on the back. I love it. First one here, I've got a Japan card. I'm guessing this is common. Man, this is, I don't know if you can see the quality. It's not a foil, but the quality on these cards, I got, this is my first time opening these MeBits packs. It's it's like 3D-esque, like the character like stands out. I'm trying to so you can see it on stream. I'm not explaining. Yeah, maybe there that caught it. You can see how the light catches it. It's not 3D, but it's just really high quality. It's like embossed. Would that be the right word? Where it's the character itself kind of like jumps off the page, or is almost I mean, it's not thicker, but it appears as it's thicker. You can tell I need to work on my. I got my manicure done, but I need to work on my explaining these cards or describing it better. Yeah, really high quality. It jumped off the page. It's not ape chain on the back of all. This one has MeBits.football. Again, MeBits.football, FUTBOL, to learn more. We're running pure on Japan. Japan might make a deep run here. They look pretty good. They tie Sweden yesterday. Was that the final? I think 1-1. So we got 2 Japans. We pull an Argentina. Not Messi, but next best thing. We got 2 Japans, an Argentina, Spain. Man, we're pulling some Grail teams here. I need to work on how the mirroring I still struggle with. So nice Spain card here. Yeah, I'm impressed with the quality, Sergito. I don't know if you guys did these in-house or you work, but yeah, the quality of these cards is elite. Norway, there's my Holland. Oh, look at this one. I don't know what it is. Ape chain number 10, and it's a hollow of some sort. What does it mean? What does this one mean? I don't know, but it's the Ape Chain card is a holo of some sort. You can see, I don't know if that's considered a silver or where that falls on the rarity scale, but and then I got a claim card here for more. So more on this soon. I feel like that's a good pull there. Even if it's not a rare, it's super rare. I dig it, and we'll make sure we got this in proper display here in the stream. That's something else. If anyone has any ideas from the streamers out there, so again, this is Meebits, Meebits.football, FUTBOL to learn more. And next 2 weeks, I think we'll have Sergito on and do a deep dive there. They got some special stuff, I think, planned for the remainder of the tournament, and looking forward to that deep dive. But what my question is if anyone that is into these pack grips, into the, whether it's sports cards or TCGs, what does anyone have like a good way to display the cards in the background? I know they're small, so like I'm trying to think like that's a deck of cards you can't really see there. So the Ape Chain card is the promo card. The code gets you an other side avatar of that character. Awesome, love it. So we'll have a nice. We're growing our Ape Chain avatar or other side avatar library, and love to see it. And they made them in house, design and everything. Well done, man. Really, really impressed. It far exceeded my expectations from. And that's not a knock. And I'm also not trying to make this PvP. Maybe I should have picked another day to go TCGs and cards v cards, because that was not the intent. Please don't take any of that out of context. But yeah, just truly compliments where they're due, and yeah, really, really quality cards. Maybe Joey has an idea on how to maybe display some of these cards. Like I pulled the Yamel card. That's, again, not super rare. It's probably like a $25 card, but it was my first one of him in my collection, and also the main reason why I am going to choose probably a team to root for in La Liga as well as the Premier League, because I want to follow his career. And obviously I could follow it without being a huge fan, but Barcelona is on the short list of teams that I'll be rooting for. And need to add a Premier League team to that. Maybe it's Man City, but I don't know. I'm still kind of rooting for Holland to get transferred. Joey, any thoughts or ideas how I might display some cards in the background on stream here? Probably a tough ask, because just the size of these on a back wall is going to be hard to see, regardless of what they are. But yeah, anything jump to mind? Have you seen anything that's been well done from any other streams or pack rips?
Yeah, so you got a couple options. So obviously you have a bunch of posters. So I would say the easiest option would be you can go on Amazon and you could essentially buy like looks like a picture frame, but it's obviously has some depth to it, and it has shelves, and a lot of times you can buy them with LED lights around. And you can put the cards in what are called mag cases. Mm-hmm. So you can buy those on Amazon as well. It's a magnetic case.
Yep. I have those. So I have a couple.
It's a nicer looking case.
I do have a couple, but then I haven't. Actually, the reason I have a couple that are unused is because I saw or read somewhere that they're not recommended because it could actually do damage to the cards. Is that accurate? Is that,
you don't want to transport your cards in mag cases, because a lot of times they're not snug. So if you're transporting your cards in mag cases or shipping them, yes, the corners are at risk of getting like dinged up in mag cases. But for display purposes, if you just put them in a mag case and you have them sitting in a display, your cards are fine, right? So what you could do is you can go on Amazon, you can get one of these, like, looks like a picture frame, except it opens up. You put the cards in mag cases, you buy one of the frames. Yeah, exactly. One touch, mag case, whatever you want to call it, because it's magnetic. They have some of these cases with LED lights that run around, like track lights, and you can light up the case, and you put them in there, and then you just sit them on the shelves, and you'll see all the cards on display inside of the shelf on the shelf.
Yeah, that's probably the move. Is instead of trying to figure a way to put individual cards on like another bookshelf or something, get a shelf or a picture frame type case that is, I highlight, a dozen of them or something. I actually have I have something like that, but it's more old school, and it's like it's basically like a baseball diamond, and there's a slot for a card for each position, and I have mine is complete with Cleveland Indians from the mid 90s, like the 1994 Indians team, which was arguably the greatest baseball team ever to not win a World Series. And the team was just loaded. Like that year, their 6, 7, and 8 hitters hit more home runs than every other team's 3, 4, and 5 hitters. It was like, I may have the order wrong, but it was Jim Thome, Manny Ramirez, and Paul Sorrento were their 6, 7, 8 hitters that year. And yeah, they were electric. It was also like just nostalgic for me because my dad used to take me to a lot of games up in when it was still he did take me a lot when it was Cleveland Municipal Stadium. And that was like, I don't know when the first year of the Jake opened up, but the first few years they sold out. Like the Indians weren't a great team, but they were loaded with young stars and you knew they were going to become good. And I think by 94, they had broken out and they won 100 games that year. But it was so fun to go. Like I'd go to games up there when it was like, they were bad. Like before that, like early 90s, late 80s. But they still had like a young Kenny Lofton and Carlos Baerga. And we would go like my dad we'd buy like a $5 nosebleed seat. It was Municipal Stadium. So it was a football stadium that seated 80,000 people. And we go to like a Tuesday game and there'd be 1,500 people in the stadium. So for $5, you'd get in the stadium and end up sitting like on the dugout because there was no one there as far as 80,000 capacity stadium goes. And I'd be like, from here to the back wall away from, even though the Indians weren't winning a lot of games, they still had a lot of young up and coming stars who would go on to be Hall of Famers. And like the White Sox would come to town and I'd be like 10 feet away from Frank Thomas, or the A's would be in town and you'd see, Canseco and McGuire and Ricky Henderson. Core memory of my life as probably a 12-year-old seeing Ricky Henderson in person for the first time. And my mind was like, first of all, Frank Thomas was huge. They used to call him the Big Hurt. Like he was a massive human being. That didn't even stand out of how massive he was relative to bigger than Frank Thomas was Ricky Henderson's quads. The guy had his legs were like, as a 12-year-old, like his legs were bigger than my entire body. Just a massive, massive human being. And some of my best memories as with my dad as a kid was going to those games when you could get in super cheap and just sit wherever, catch a foul ball. Again, it was a lot of fun. Anyways, I blame Joey for taking me down memory lane there and tapping into nostalgia.
I dropped a link in the war room chat of an example of one, so you can see they have different sizes, different colors, and like that one specifically even shows somebody with mag cases or one-touch cases. Like, the Amazon picture example shows how they can be displayed. And you could put something like that right on the wall behind you and it would show. And then if it doesn't come with lights, you can get like just on Amazon, like an inexpensive LED, those LED track lights, and you stick them right to the inside on all 4 sides on the inside. And it looks really cool when you turn the light on, whether it's like, a light, like a blue or a white or whatever. And it's a really cool way to display your own personal collection.
It is cool. It also, I think it drives home one other reason why digital is better than physical. Or something like BZ where you can vault your physicals and show them off in a digital form. And I'm not taking shots at OpenSea. It's fine. It works. But I still think there is an opportunity. I still think we haven't seen the final form of like your digital gallery, right? Like I know back in the Mania, like on Cyber and some other things popped up, but other sides and a very viable place. You could build a gallery in there. Maybe that becomes, the go-to spot to show off and flex your digital collection. Just talking through like, how can I show off these physical cards? It's just like both are challenging to some degree if you want to like, to showing off on stream, but a way to link to a collection, much easier for the on-chain counterparts. But no, thanks for sharing. I appreciate it.
How many Panini packs you got left?
Let me go check. I have five left. How about yourself?
So
have you ripped any?
You only went through. Oh, so just the 4 you did yesterday.
I think I did 3 yesterday. I just did 1 more this morning. Have you ripped yours?
Okay.
Yeah, I've got 5 packs left.
I haven't opened any yet. I'm kind of I don't know what to do.
Did you hear me say they're up to 100?
The excitement of not knowing, and then the letdown of if I open them and they all suck.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, I mean, it sucks more now that the floor price keeps going up. Like I should have ripped them at like $75, and then I'm just like walking away from a 3x. I don't know if you heard me opening the show. It's up to $118 now. It's wild. Hans doubling up. It's a Friday. Hans really going.
Shit. It's at 120 now.
Nuts, right?
Well, they released those other ones yesterday, which I missed because I was busy with family. I was going to buy those too. The Panini Selects, and I missed those, and those are $25. What did those sell? What did those mint for?
I didn't even see this. I didn't know they did a pack drop yesterday. Panini Select Soccer. Is that what you're talking about, Joey? We lost Joey. Joey went to go rip a pack.
Oh, they did a Serie A. So, I guess it's like all players from the Italian league. They did Select. So Select is like a step down from Prism.
Okay.
So Prism is like their Prism is like the number one retail, I guess. And then Select is like, a step down from there. And then there's like Mosaic and Phoenix and but they did a Serie A Select drop yesterday that looks like it sold out, and they're at $25 a pack right now, but I don't know what they were to.
What are you sure that was yesterday? Because I see some of maybe they did another drop of those, because it looks like they had some out before that. Anyways, yeah, you can go get the Serie Select packs for $25 if you're interested and you don't want to spend 118 on the World Cup packs. Yeah, there's 3,400 of those packs that are unopened still, and I am so addicted to pack ripping right now. It's bad. Like, it's bad. Yeah, I don't even know what to. The world.
I have $25 left in my account. I'm going to buy one and open one right now.
Good luck. I think that Serie A pack. I don't think there was another pack drop yesterday. I think you're just seeing that those are for sale. Yeah, that Sergio gets it. Yeah, that was a couple months ago. But there was, the World Cup pack.
I thought they did announce another drop yesterday. I thought I got a notification through the Panini app. No.
Nope. Although I'm loving. I said that it's giving me 2020 vibes. All these offers. You can see the notifications here. I had 73 offers, just flowing in. Love to see it. All right. Iceman, appreciate your patience. GM, go ahead and get in here. We are going to get to our coffee with Captain here relatively soon, and we help us get this space warmed up. I also want to hit on Dwayne has some interesting theories on while the red squares they stopped producing the red squares at 10. We have They did make a couple other posts, and I didn't read it as cryptic at first. I just thought it was just putting some social content out there. However, Dwayne has a theory. There might be more than meets the eye on the most recent post. So I'm going to hit on that theory. We're going to get into our coffee with Captain, and then our special guest here joining us at 9. So it's Iceman, GM. What brought you up this morning?
GM Cap. No, you're talking baseball, and it will always be the Jake at the corner at Carnegie.
Absolutely. Yep.
Always.
Absolutely.
100%. But while you're out walking around, to what Joey was saying is you can go to like a Joanne Fabrics, a Packetans, or any like home goods store. You can find some of those cases Joey's talking about probably on clearance to save you a little bit of money while you're out hunting for Vibe packs or V Friends packs or Prism packs. something to also pass the time to look into.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to now spend some time. How do I want to collect these? How do I want to store them? How do I want to show them off? That'll at least slow down my my pack ripping obsession right now, or pack buying obsession, buying and ripping. It most often, just to continue to beat the drum, most often pack ripping is negative EV. Like at 118, it's probably negative EV. At 25, it was plus EV on those World Cup packs, because while you very well could open a pack and you don't have $25 worth of cards, the chance, the grail chase items there, 6-figure chase items, is you're not going to find that in a lot of $25 physical packs. So I do think it's, not all packs are created equal. What you're buying is very different. And here is, for those of you that were curious what Joey dropped in the war room. I mean, you can go pick up a DGen pass and join us in there. You're all welcome. Or if you'd like an invite to the non-gated channels, shoot the Coffee with Captain account at DM. We'll get you in there. But here is the it's even a Prime Day deal, $39 to show off the 35 cards, to highlight 35 cards. Not too bad. I need to do some. I actually do need to finish up some Prime Day shopping. My daughter sent me a big list of dorm decor stuff that she needs, and can't miss Prime Day deals. So we shall see. 100% negative EV, buy and hold sealed. I mean, so plus EV to buy the pack and flip the pack, negative EV to rip those packs most often. But man, it's just not nearly as fun just to buy a pack for $25 and sell it for 118 as it is to buy it with the chance, even if it's a small chance, that you could hit on one of those 6-figure one of ones. I need to feel something, and sometimes feeling something is taking the L. Buying a pack for $25, could sell it for 118. Nope, I want to reveal $7 of cards.
But his comment about, I'm assuming he's referring to just these packs, or is he
I think packs in general,
like all sealed?
I think packs in general is my guess.
Okay, I mean, it depends, right? Like there's some, like if you can get your hands on, like I just bought 20 hanger boxes of 2023 Panini Select NBA for $30 a box. They're going for 40, 45, 50 right now on eBay. And that's Victor Wembanyama's rookie year. So I'm not going to open them.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit on them because I'm going with the thesis of you can't get a Shohei, like 2018 was Shohei Ohtani's rookie year. You cannot buy anything to open from that year for less than $130 to $150 a box, because your people want to chase Shohei Ohtani rookie cards. So like I agree that there are scenarios where holding the sealed is, if you're willing to sit on them for years, right? Like 2018 was 8 years ago. If you're willing to sit on them for years, there is financial upside. Like again, there's cases of that. Like if you would have bought a case of 2018 back in the day of something, it's like $5,000 for like a case. They're like $35,000 now, right? Of like sealed cases of stuff. So in some instances, yes, sitting on sealed is better than opening them. But I mean, come on, who doesn't want to chase like an Ohtani rookie card or a Wemby rookie card or a Judge rookie card, or even like 2024 football right now with Caleb Williams and Drake May and Bo Nix, the sealed on that is way up because of how good that quarterback class is looking. So I think it's very like dependent upon, with Pokemon, anything that's out of print, buy it. If you can find sets that are out of print, you buy them and you sit on them because they're never going to get printed again. So it depends. I
need a rundown. We don't have to do this on stage. I know we got 15 minutes left. We got to get a few things in before our guest joins us today. But I need a rundown on 2024 NFL, because I agree that was a loaded quarterback class. Like last year was a decent class, I guess, but you got Genty, but running backs just don't carry as much value in the card market as do the quarterbacks, and quarterbacks are much more likely to have a longer career. Running backs, their careers are typically very short, even the great ones.
You got to cash in, like on the Tet McMillans, the Ashton Genties, like those guys. You want to cash in as quick as possible from last year because you just don't know. Like one knee injury, one Achilles, whatever, and they're done. Where like quarterbacks can typically come back from injuries, where like wide receivers and running backs sometimes struggle. But yes, the 2024 class,
Jaden Daniels
right now is looking loaded.
Jaden Daniels, Panini Prism, his Nebula Choice 101 is listed for $220,000 on Fanatics right now. That's crazy. But that was gonna be my question, and I will continue the conversation in the war room. What if I want to go buy some 2024 packs to rip and chase some of those quarterbacks? That class was loaded with quarterbacks. What is like Panini Prism? Is that a good?
Yeah, my advice is go on eBay. Look for people that have multiple, like how I found those 20 hanger boxes was I found somebody that was selling them at $40 a piece and they had 20 of them. And I said, hey, listen, if I buy all 20, will you give me a deal? And he was like, of course. And then I was like, wait a minute. I just Googled you guys. Do you have a physical location? He was like, yeah. Immediately got off eBay, called the physical location, and was like, hey, how about I just buy them directly from you? And that way you can save on your 13% eBay fee.
Smart.
And he was like, that's so nice of you. Thank you. And I was like, okay, cool. So let's do all in shipping, $30 a box. And he was like, okay. So like, if you can go on eBay and find somebody that has multiples, number one, they'll probably give you a deal on them because you're going to buy 5 or 10 of them. And if you can find a physical store that's selling them, you can just call them directly and be like, hey, I saw you guys posted. I'd rather buy from you directly so you don't lose your eBay fees. Can you hook me up with a better deal?
Yeah, it's a great call, especially for packs where it's...
Yeah, you want to look for 2024, the licenses with Panini. So you're going to look for Panini Prisms, Panini Select.
But Panini Prism is like the peak of that year. Like that's the most, like if I'm chasing a grail, the best grails are going to be in those Panini Prism packs.
No,
or even
because there
like
are
mega
one
box
of ones in other, like, so if you want to chase uptowns, downtowns, and kabooms, you're gonna look for the Panini. You're gonna go
sounds like a Bruno Mars,
which is also a Panini product, right? So you can go Don Russ Optic. You can go Panini Selects. You can go Panini Prisms, right? Like all of those are going to be good options. There's going to be potential one of ones, numbers, right? Like short prints, inserts, like Sunday Kings, Rookie Kings. Like there's so many. Like Panini Mosaic has the micro mosaic, which looks like it's like a headshot. Those things go for a boatload of money. Like I bought a PSA 10 Travis Hunter recently for like $400. So like there's a lot in the Panini ecosystem, but if you were going to start like at the top, the biggest
lost you.
Biggest chases are the kabooms, the uptowns, and the downtowns, which are in the optic boxes, the Don Russ, the Panini optic, I think. But yeah, you can't go wrong with any of them, to be honest.
Sneaker Dad adds Prism.
It's a lot. There's a lot of sets. There's a lot of options.
Yeah. Even within,
I would just go on eBay, look for somebody who's got like 10, 15, 20 listed, Google their name and see if they have a physical store, and you can reach out to the physical store and get a better deal, or just send them a message and be like, hey, if I buy 10 instead of 50 a box, can you do 40 a box? You know?
Sneaker Dad adds Prism is king over Select or Optic. Don't get Mosaic. And he also said, look at Phantom displays, ungraded one touch, prime deal right now. So anyone else that's looking how to display your cards, there's a few recommendations. Von Frunton, I think that World Cup might be must-see TV as well, but I heard Holland and then another star for Norway they're going to rotate them out. They're not going to play them, which hopefully that's misinformation. I really hope we get Holland and Mbappe on the pitch together today. Because I agree, if that is, I'll clear my schedule. You won't find me at 3 p.m. Eastern. Probably regardless, but especially if Holland is playing, I will. I'm going to be locked. I'm going to be locked into the game regardless.
If I was talking over you, Cap, I'm sorry. I think I lost connection and I couldn't hear what was going on before. Nope. That's why I dropped down.
Oh, good. We got you back.
And whoever said don't buy Optic is crazy, because Optic is where you can hit uptowns and downtowns, which are incredibly popular and go for a boatload of money.
It's the Bruno Mars collection. That entirely is planned. That Chimpers Grail that I pulled yesterday, I got some pretty big offers on it already. The Chimpers community not messing around with collecting their grails. And then the other, I'm not going to do a full market update because we do got to get into Coffee with Captain here. Last reminder, give us a like, repost, a bookmark, drop some comment. At least let us know in the chat that you want to participate in Coffee with Captain. We got a $50 pool and a $250 pool for a lucky community member. Not a lucky one, actually, a one that is earned community member of the month. Secret Dad said he didn't say don't buy Optic. He was saying Prism is more valuable, but Prism is also harder to get. But on the
way more expensive to get Prism. Like 2017, Mahomes year, stupid money to buy those.
On the NFT front, real quick, without going into the full daily market update, I do want to highlight a couple of things. One, because it's another victory lap. But in all seriousness, Pudgies are up 2%. Hyper's up 9.7%. Apes down 1%. VFriends down 1%. Milady's up slightly. Normie's up 14% once again. Trolls down slightly. But the big winner here, my next victory lap, Rock Bottom. If you tuned in the other day, we called it as it just seemed like I had a little more than the low effort minute. It didn't seem like one of the straight scams that Asia was going to get me to get people to rotate into just off momentum trading alone. And it did another 21 ETH in volume yesterday, 1,300 sales, and it is up 27%, which this was, I think I got mine for 0.003, so 2 zeros, and it's now up to 0.01. Love to, in a market that is bloody as this, to be up 5x on our Panini packs and then have an NFT that I bought that's actually went up in price. I don't know what, I don't know if we can run more pure. Like we might be running about as pure as we possibly can in June of 2026. But yeah, these rock bottoms cooking a little bit. I don't know if I was the only one or if anyone else followed me in on that. I haven't seen a ton of them on the timeline, but this is the one where, if you remember, it's not Poopa Labs. It is something their play on Yuga Labs. They called it. It's like a parody. Pooga Labs, and they have. I'm pretty sure like the unlicensed music. Anyways, not extremely. Likely was vibe coded. But not as low effort as some of these other DJ mints you're seeing. And please don't go in and buy these things just because I've now highlighted them twice. But I had to take the victory lap when they're few and far between. So when we hit a win, we gotta at least take credit for it. Not nearly as much conviction in the rock bottom in Puga Labs as I have in Panini and these World Cup cards, but nevertheless. Let's do this. Let's get into our Coffee with Captain. We've got 2 of them today. It is a Friday. It's the last Friday of the month. Coffee with Cap is back when I start doing NFT updates. Yeah, we've talked NFTs like all week, I feel. Forget. Don't worry that ETH is bleeding out and going to zero. Don't worry that Sailor is going to get liquidated and send Bitcoin to 20K. Tune in to find out where you can make money trading NFTs in 2026. There might not be another place on this app that would actually say those words out loud, but it's happening. It's happening, and we have receipts to prove it now. Katie shared Vaulted. Vaulted Collect has fantastic product to help store and display cards. Thanks for sharing. Just gave them a follow. It looks pretty good. And actually, before we do the Coffee with Captain, I wanted to. I said I was going to talk about it. We'll share Dwayne's thesis real quick. We don't have to have a deep conversation, but I would at least want to acknowledge the take here because it's the first time I've seen this take, and I hadn't even had this thought that it was potentially related to Ape Fest. He says there's no more red wall Ape Fest location clues. That has been solved. So the last 2 clues were likely something else. I didn't realize these were clues, but I think they did come out at 10 o'clock. So this one says, that's my dog, a dog in a hoodie. And this one says, I'm Bored Ape Yacht Club. This was got some copy pasta on this one here. And he says, initial guesses. Could these be performers? Initial guesses. Wednesday's clues, Arctic Monkeys, Snow Patrol. Thursday's clues, Snoop Dogg. Got to be, right? Any other guesses? I did not think this was... I had no idea these were clues. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But I like where your head's at. We did not get the update on Clubhouse location yesterday. So someone said we probably don't get that until Figgy returns from his Asia tour. And you're probably right. Probably not looking to take away or distract from that whatsoever. But as we load up Coffee with Captain here, Hans, thank you very much again. Very generous Pingu tip over there. Greatly appreciated. Without further ado, though, this is going to be Coffee with Captain. Go hit, if you don't have your BZ account signed up yet, hit that QR code. It'll take you to BZ with the ref link. And on the other side of this, we're going to be picking our $50 claw pool winner on the week and our $250 community member month. And this community member month quite literally could have won this thing every single month. Longtime friend, fan of the show, and very, very much so deserved to be doing a $250 BZ claw pool today. Excited to share that on the other side of this intro here. This is Coffee with Captain, brought to you by BZ.
Coffee with Captain. Give that claw a spin. Culture grills from BC. Prizes within. Mystery and magic. Where to begin? Coffee with Captain. It's your time to win.
Alrighty, our first participant here for this is the $50 claw pool. Dort is hyped to see the pools. Also, someone who probably could win a Coffee with Captain every month, every week we do this, and he's taking a few home. But our first one on the $50 variety, great. Also finalist for the community bird of the month, but this month is going to be the going to win the weekly prize. Brick It All, longtime OG, longtime supporter, friend of the show, very well deserved. Brick It All is going to pull a grail from the $50 claw machine today. Let me get the claw machine fired up. This is the silver claw machine on BZ, and let me do. I'll share the screen so you can all see some of the chase items here. Brick It All is going to pull one of these grails. He's got a 0.14% chance to pull an ultra rare, 0.43% chance to pull a rare. The chase item here is a $982 Prismatic Evolutions Leafeon. It's a PSA 10. This is it's going to be a good one. Good luck, Brick It All. I hope you pull a grail here, buddy. Let me know in the chat. You have like a few minutes if you want to swap or keep the grail we pull. But this is the BZ claw machine, $50 claw pull for Brick It All. Good luck. Let's pull a winner. Hey, not bad. $37, but it looks Bulbasaur is a rare one. So says the description anyways. 2023 Japanese Pokemon Bulbasaur. It's a PSA 9. Bulbasaur.
Yes.
I like Bulbasaur better, Cap. Say it the way you're saying it.
Bulbasaur. Brick It All, let me know in the chat if you want to.
Too bad this wasn't a 10. Sad it's only a 9.
Yeah, is that a big difference on the price of these?
Yeah, I mean, not
Bulbasaur?
big, but yeah, bigger.
Brick It All, let me know if you want to keep the Bulbasaur, or swap. It's $34.78 after the BZ fees. Let me know in the chat if you want to keep this guy or vault it. I'll give it a minute here, and then we'll announce our community member of the month, and Brick It All got that first one out of the way. He did it as generosity is going to lead to our community member of the month pulling a real grail on the $250 claw pull machine here. Just let me know if you want to swap. He'll take the swap. Okay, Brick It All, DM me your either your BZ profile or your EVM address. Cool. Congratulations. Well deserved. I'm not gonna apologize we didn't hit a grail, but we got you next time. We're gonna swap for the 34.78 after fees, and we'll get that sent over to you today.
What's the difference? Hold on. Let's have some fun. What's the where are we at? What do we need to have him run another one?
15.
Hold on. I think I have $15 in my account. Hold on. What's your BZ wallet again, Cap? Send it to me in Discord DM.
Captain Zwingley's my profile.
Okay, hold on. It's always better to do claw polls when Joey's on the show because you get a chance for a second one. All right, here we go. Captain, transfer funds to. Oh no, I need. Hold on. I need the BZ wallet.
Oh hey, I just sold some shoes on BZ too, Joey. How about that?
Did you?
Cool Hollow just bought the Air Jordan 3 retro Black Cats I had that they didn't fit me. So
oh, nice.
Cool Hollow, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate the business and enjoy those Jordans. I'm curious, are you going to
Cap? Is it ending in BA33? Is that your BZ wallet?
Let me double check. BZ is. Where do I? BA33. You got it.
Okay. We need 15 for a second claw pull for him.
Correct. So assuming you're good, you're cool with that. Brick it all. We're gonna do a second pull for you. A second from the $50 machine. So sure, I can do that with not. Okay. Yeah. No rush. Don't worry about.
It's set.
Awesome. Okay. So brick it all. We're gonna do a second claw pull for you. So you know, there's a small chance. Actually, we'll make it up. If it ends up being less than $34, we'll still send you the $34. But we're gonna run it back. Give you a chance to hit on.
Put that in the universe. Come on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a grail this time. So we're gonna.
If you score another $30 winner, just run it back on the wild card claw.
There you go. This is gonna be. We're pulling this Prismatic Evolutions Leafeon PSA 10 for Brick It All here. Brick It All, good luck. And then we're going to do our community member of the month on the 250 machine next. Brick It All is going to pull this one though. This is going to be a big grail. I can feel it. We're due. Brick It All grail is loading.
I still see your X account on the stream.
Hey, better off there. So we went from 37 to 59, courtesy of Joey. Joey, thank you very much for the generosity. Brick It All. Now you've got the decision on if you want to swap, you would get $55.46 or vault this 2023 Pokemon Japanese Clay Burst Tyranitar number 79. It's a PSA 10.
Holy. That was incredible, Cap. I was waiting for you to try to pronounce that.
Tyranitar, I nail it?
Yeah, that was great.
It's a cool name. This is becoming one of my favorite Pokemon characters. Not saying it's because I pronounced it correctly the first time, but Tyranitar is it's a good name. It's a good name. You know what? I haven't given Pokemon enough credit. They did a great job with their IP. This thing, I think Pokemon's going to make it. They've got good names. They've got good art. I think Pokemon's here to stay. Brick It All. Do you want to keep the Tyranitar or swap it for $55.46? You can. It looks like a pretty fire card to me to vault. Or if you swap for the $55.46, you could do another claw pull yourself. Completely up to you. No pressure either way. That's the beauty of BZ. You can. You've got options. Oh, and Cool Hollow is going to redeem those Jordans. He looks like he's redeemed quite a few of the BZ items. This is Cool Hollow's collection right now. Pretty fire collection here. Thanks again for the business, and I hope it was a PSA. It was a PSA.
Awesome.
Yeah,
he's got a lot. Look at it. He's thank you for your support.
Right.
Cool Hollow, appreciate you.
Yeah, we'll have to get Cool Hollow in a future, either a weekly future one of these claw pulls as well. yes, Brick It All, it was a PSA 10. So it is let me share it on the screen here again. It is a PSA 10 Tyranitar. It is the swap offer is 59 or 55.46 after fees. So you can you let us know if you want to swap this one for the $55, or if you want to vault the Tyranitar. And then once that gets done, we will we'll do our community member of the month and the 250 machine, and then I think our special guest is on the way. Joey is the man. I agree. Cool chick. This is why I said it. My pack gripping addiction is bad. Exactly this. Like before, I would walk into Target and not even pay attention to the card wall. Now it's like I don't shop at Target. I just go in there to stare at the card wall for a bit and talk with Claude and ChatGPT if there's anything there that's plus EV to flip or has a good chase item. And now I'm making special trips. It's like getting me out of the house. I'm making special trips just to go to Target or Barnes and Noble. It's it is the addiction is real. Bulbasaur, household name. You know, the other household name now is Tyranitar. Is my favorite household name. Brick It All is going to vault the Tyranitar. Okay, I'll get you that sent after the show. Congratulations, nice hit. And yeah, that's the beauty of Beezy. If you do a pull and you don't like what you pull, you can run it back again. Take the swap and do another pull. All right, for our community member of the month for the month of June, we'll do one more proper plan. I see we've got Spencer in the green room, so we're going to do this $250 claw pull, and then we will shift gears into our interview series. First of this interview series, excited to kick that off. But before we do that, just a quick proper play in here for our community member of the month, sponsored by Beezy. This is Coffee with
Coffee with Captain. Give that claw a spin. Roger grills from BC. Prizes within. Mystery and magic. Where to begin? Coffee with Captain. It's your time to win.
Joey, looks like I'm getting an error on the that code you sent for the claw machine.
Okay, hold on one second.
While Joey's picking that, our longtime community member of the month this month, truly one of the most positive, uplifting people in all of crypto. Every morning, not just dropping a GM, but usually a motivational post in his own right. Aspiring Nobody. Congratulations, Coffee with Captain community member of the month for June 2026. Truly, when I say this guy could have won community member of the month, every month we've been doing this thing for as long as I can remember. He's been a very valued member of the community, not just Coffee with Captain community, but the Web3 crypto community at large. And yeah, a lot of fans in the chat. Very, very well deserved, and excited to pull a grail for you. We're going to get this grail pulled, and then after. So here, just so you have an idea of what we're going to be pulling here, once we get the code sorted. There is a $5,500 Wings of the Captain. That sounds Captain pulls Wings of the Captain on Coffee with Captain. I think it's happening. I'm not going to read the others. There's a couple others that are over $4,000 fair market value. Several others in the $1,000. But this is going to be the one that Aspiring Nobody's pulling. Is this one piece? This Noah Zoro. I'm sure I didn't say that right. I'm just going to call it Wings of the Captain manga. Good luck, Aspiring Nobody. This is your Coffee with Captain. Good luck. Just thinking. Good luck. Aspiring Nobody's pulling that $5,500 grail. I can feel it. When this pulls, also, if you haven't yet, shoot me your Beezy profile or your EVM address. We'll get you sent over here momentarily. Good luck. All right. It's a Mew, a GCG10 Mew. The value is $235. You can swap that for $220, or you can vault the Pokemon. It's a Black Star promo, Mew EX. the Gem Mint 10. Do you say Mu EX or Mu X? How do you pronounce that, Joey? What is the proper way to say
EX?
EX. So it's a Mu EX GCG.
This is a really fun card. I like this card a lot.
I somehow hid the card. I didn't mean to do that, but let me know, Aspiring Nobody, if you want to swap that for the 235 minus fees, or if you want to vault the card, and we'll get it sent over to you as soon as we wrap here. And then we're going to bring on our special guest. Excited to kick off this interview series. First of our interview series is going to be called The Builder's Domain. It's brought to you by Doma. Our friends and partners over at Doma wanted to highlight other crypto on-chain builders, and can't think of a better one to kick this off than the one and only Spencer, who has been Spencer and Vibes been very much so not just the topic of conversation on crypto Twitter this week, but has been responsible for this pack ripping addiction that I've now have after going and tracking down some Vibes packs and ripping those, expanded into soccer and baseball and Panini NFTs and more. So yeah, I might have to while I'm going to congratulate Spencer on the retail distribution, the great job. I may also have to blame him for this new expensive hobby that I was not planning seeing myself get into. Aspiring Nobody, let me know. We got a few more minutes if you want to swap that, or if you want to vault the Mewtwo, or the Mew EX, the Mew EX, and then well, you know, we can go ahead and continue on. But congrats on the poll. I'll leave that open if you want to swap. Just let me know here in about the next 12 minutes. Otherwise, we'll send the card over to you after the show. And all that being said, without further ado, I do want to get our guest of the day brought in here with a proper intro. This is The Builder's Domain, brought to you by Doma.
Buying domains was slow, Doma changing the game. One bridge, one standard, now the systems move the same. Registrar, stay central, keep the trust and control. DNS and compliance, still they play the key role. Traded on chain, let new markets arise. Domain value unlocked, welcome to Domain Fi.
Figure out how to stop the Pokemon background music. There we go. And please help me, join me. Welcome to the stage, Spencer with Moonbirds and Vibes. Vibes TCG, as I said, taking over the timeline. We, as always, interactive show. So we've got Spencer here for a little bit, getting started a little bit late. Want to be respectful of his time, but if we have the opportunity, if you have questions, you can drop those in the chat. We'll do our best to get through all of them today. Or as always, you can join us up on stage if you'd like. But Spencer, it's been a minute. You've been busy since we had you on the show last, and not just with Burbs and everything happening in that world, but brought Burbs into Vibes. And man, I've been singing your praises for like the past week. So for those that have been around, I don't want to reiterate everything, but man, really well done. As a retailer, spent most of my professional career in retail. I'm not sure that everyone listening in might realize or appreciate how challenging and much work goes into securing retail distribution on a national level, not just with one, but two major retailers, in this case, Target and Barnes & Noble. So first of all, just congrats on the launch. I know it's not the first set, but first time going, wide at national retail like this. And I'm not even joking. I've been, unfortunately, I don't have any packs to rip. I went yesterday and they're all sold out, but I've been ripping Vibes packs all week. We've ripped some here on the show and really enjoying it. It's really well done. I haven't played the game yet. I haven't played a live Vibes game, but I have really enjoyed going through the pack. The artwork is incredibly well done. Zane, who I know helped you guys work on some of the concepting there. Longtime friend and fan of the show, and that's, I think, as much as I am excited for you all and Vibes going into national retail, I think as much of what you've built is how you're building it, incorporating not just the crypto IP, not just the Pudgy Penguins and the Burbs, and the card I really want to secure. I don't even care if it's a common. I just want to get one of these wrecked cards, like the using of the working with all this other Web3 crypto IP and working with so many Web3 artists, from Vinny to Grant Young and many others, just like really impressive. And this sort of, I've been beating the alignment drum and like, hey, find a way to work with your loudest supporters, your brand ambassadors. And I don't put words in your mouth, but it seems like you guys have absolutely done that and executing, from my perspective, at the highest level when it comes to vibes. But I said a lot there. Congratulations. Is there anything I didn't hit on there by way of background there, or what you've been working on that you'd like to share before we start jumping into vibes?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you hit on a lot of it, obviously, especially the stuff that we're working on right now. I think by way of background, like I come to this space as a trader, and I also come to this space from, prior to that, trading cards. And so like my entry to crypto was, hey, I buy and sell pieces of cardboard for like $10,000. Like, oh, JPEGs for $10,000 actually makes a lot of sense. And like, this is not a huge leap, right? And so this is sort of coming full circle back to where we're back to cardboard, right? And but the cardboard now has the JPEGs on it, and like this is very interesting. And so you mentioned a couple of things there, one of which was like working with the artists. I also want to like shout this out because I think it's a really important part of this, is like we were able to get to work with a lot of really big name artists, which was awesome because like, a Grant Yun piece is like $200,000, right? And we didn't have $200,000 in the budget to pay just him, but like a lot of the great artists like Grant, like Zaid, like we're just really excited to do this. And so I want to like give them their flowers. Brian Brinkman stopped by the office yesterday. We gave him his first copy of his card because he couldn't find it in the packs. And it's just really, to me, it's always been really, really cool to see something I've created in a physical form that I really like, which is trading cards. But it's always awesome. In this set, our first set we was with one artist, right? It was two, but one of the artists did one card, right? The other artist did 199 cards. Now this set, I think it's like 40 artists in it, which was just really awesome because it's so cool to get to see artists experience their own art in this form factor. And everyone's just a nerd at the end of the day, right? Like let's call a spade a spade. We're in a space full of nerds, and the coolest nerd products are trading cards.
There is something magical there. Like I love NFTs. I love on-chain, from games to PFPs and art. But there is something magical. There's something different, and it really drives it home when you talk about these artists. Like seeing their work go from their digital form to seeing it on a card.
People's experience of seeing their PFP on a card is basically the same.
Yeah,
right. It's like kind of the same things. Like they're also in the co-creation process of, and like this is like part of this whole point of this company. Like Orange Cap Games, the tagline for Orange Cap Games is bringing IP to life, right? And this comes out of like a frustration of mine, which is like, 2022, 2021, we said we were doing this thing. We were getting together. We said we were doing crypto IP. We're bringing it to the masses, right? And just nobody did it. Nobody did it, right? And it's like, okay, this is my take on what that should have been. This is what it should be, right? This is like, we have this IP. We're going to develop this killer product in the trendiest category right now, by the way. And then we're going to take the killer product in the trendiest category. We're going to license the IP from the holders, and we're going to put it on the shelves of Target. Like that's what this should be, right? And not only that, but we're going to sell through the shelves of Target. I mean, you said this morning, I think this is a pretty common experience people are having right now, is like, it's actually kind of funny. So we get our numbers on Fridays. So it launched on a Friday. So we have only our numbers for the first day. And it's about 31% sell through in the first day on the shelves, which is a really crazy number. I suspect this coming Friday, is it Thursday or Friday today? It's today. So later today, we will get the updated numbers. I suspect it is much higher than that, based on like I went to like 3 targets and one had 2 packs left. And this was Sunday, right? So I think the reception's been really phenomenal. This is great. You work in retail. You know what that means is it opens the doors for a lot more stuff.
Absolutely.
Right. And it was so important to us to have this first launch go really, really well, because like the goal is not one and done, right? The goal is build momentum, take momentum, build off it. I also want to shout out you and everyone else who I've seen posting about this, because like that actually really matters. Like when we meet with retailers, like one of the metrics we have that we're tracking very painstakingly right now is like number of posts. I think on the first day of the launch, there was 200 posts.
Wow.
Since launch, I think it's close to 1,000 posts of images in the retailers, right? And that's not, by the way, something that retailers are used to. When you launch like a beverage in,
doesn't happen,
right? And so like every single person who went and bought product and tweeted about it, like this really matters. And that's a cool thing, because like I think everyone in the space understood the assignment, right? Which is like, look, we're doing a really cool thing. We're working with a lot of people who people really like. Like, let's go just do it right. And please support us. People went out in numbers, right? And you know, like again, like the whole reason this company exists, the whole reason our company exists is because there is this vision that I think we all wanted in 2021, 2022 for what crypto IP could be, right? And there were some hints of realization, but like to me, this is like a very prodigal moment in the growth of the industry, right? In terms of like, we did it to a major scale, we're succeeding on a major scale, and we're laying the groundwork for what can be a lot bigger on an ongoing basis, not just with this release, right?
It's exciting, man. It really is. Like this was the vision, right? This was the, like, not knocking the NFT, but I think so many people that had this vision of like, okay, the NFT is like the rookie card, and the IP is going to expand, it's going to proliferate. Okay, then where do we see it? Like, could it be, you know, on Netflix someday? Could it be to see it in, you know, on the shelves at Target, on the shelves at Barnes and Noble? And it's not just on the shelves. Like I had shared I had it pulled up there a second ago. The you know, this is Barnes and Noble. You're looking at right here. It's top shelf. Like it is next to the iconic IP. It's not the bottom where it's hidden. It's the top shelf. And yeah, I went to Barnes and Noble. I got a couple packs. Actually, sweet talked the lady, and she gave me 4 instead of the 2 maximum. And then I went back the next day to get some more, and they're gone. Like it wasn't just, it was 100% sellout at this specific Barnes and Noble. And I don't know, maybe there's a lot of other Vibes fans or TCG fans, or maybe it's just popping. Maybe the IP is powerful. Maybe it is a fun, new, exciting game. I know we had Sneaker Dad on here last week talking about it a little bit. And one of the things that I didn't quite realize until seeing them and having that conversation is, yes, TCG's the hottest category right now. It's popping off. But a lot of them are like fighting. You know, a lot of them is like, it's while the IP might be kid friendly, the gameplay itself is, I don't know, depending on the parent or the
Pokemon knock each other out.
Yeah, it's maybe you don't
Pokemon is like this weird animal fighting IP
right?
that we've sold to children, and like, but it's not even that too. It's like one of the things that you'll see too is like there is a lot of IPs churning out very mid trading card products right now, like mid on the axis of the cards suck and like physical quality of them, and the games are not good. And like this is one of the things is like, you know, Vibes has a really vibrant, and this is the jump, the alpha, the jump that nobody has, that not nobody, but not as many people have made yet, is a lot of people, like being in Target has onboarded a lot of new people to Vibes ecosystem, right? And I think when we come, especially from crypto, like the first thing we think about with trading cards is collectability, right? We think about them like Pokemon cards. We think about like, oh, like what's the chase? What's the rare card? Should I get it graded, right? What's the resale on some of these cards? Which, fine, great. That is part of this for sure. But like, I am the ilk of nerd that plays trading card games, and like Vibes is a really, really, really good trading card game, right? We had our Asian championships like on the a few days ago, and I think we had like almost 80 players in the Philippines playing the game. We have, you know, basically once a month, like at SCG cons, 10K tournaments. Like there are, you know, 70-ish people like at each of those, right? We have a full online game a lot of people play. Like if you've never tried this genre of game, it's a really, really, really good genre of game, and Vibes is a really, really good entry point. It's sort of the gateway drug. I heard what you said earlier about, well, you started with Vibes and now you're opening other packs, and like do try playing it. Like that's my.
So walk me through that. Okay, I want to play the game. I think I've ripped like six packs now maybe, and I know I can redeem it online. Is that the best,
the best way to learn the game is the online game. So the absolute best way to learn the game is your friend who knows how to play the game sitting down and teaching you. The second best way to learn the game is the online game, and I'll tell you why. These kind of games are a lot better to learn in a rules enforced environment. You can read the rules. The rules from a reading perspective, like not the best way to learn. There's a video on the website too if you were committed to learning that way. I promise you, if you go to the online game, you play the tutorial and you go play a few games, you will understand it very quickly. And then you can look at your pile of cards and say, okay, now that I've understood how to play this game, maybe I would also encourage you to do it with a friend, with a spouse, with a offspring, whoever you want to do it with, right? Once you've gotten a good grasp of it, go and build some decks out of the cards you have. There's also, if you want, there are starter deck products. You can search them on eBay. I think Star City Games also has them. The starter deck product is 2 complete decks ready to play in a box with instructions. So that's another product that people like. And there's also tons of video content online. If you go to vibes.game, there's a content section, lots of content there. There's also some articles there about hey, you have a starter deck, like here's how you can upgrade it. If you click the content section at the top, there's a learn to play section. But
nice.
If you want to go like really deep, right? Like one thing that you can take a look here too, this Vibes Championship recap, BBQ takes on the left, bottom left. Yeah. This one, if you want to click this one. If you scroll down, like this is like a recap from the Asian Championships. It also has all the deck lists from the championships. So
okay. So when you're this championship, is it in person or are they playing online?
In person. Okay. There's a full live stream that you can rewatch. But yeah, and like
copy deck code.
Copy deck code. You can port it in the online game. Also, if you're wondering, like, did I hit cards that are good in the best deck in the tournament? But also like. This doesn't have to be how you play, right? Like this is like meta competitive, like we're building the like best possible decks, right? Versus like if you want to just jam with friends at the kitchen table, like that's also a great way to play these kind of games.
This is really cool. And this gets me, I was late night, I graduated high school in 1999. It's like Magic the Gathering was a thing. I had a friend who was really into it. And so we had our Magic decks. We actually played the game before I even knew it was a collectible. And
right. It wasn't back then. It wasn't
right.
It wasn't the cards. The collectible like became a thing as a function of time. But yes, continue.
I'm sure you're excited about getting into Target, getting into Barnes and Noble, hearing the sell through rate. That's awesome. I mean, that's great for the business. I'm guessing though, like the self-proclaimed nerd who really loves this sort of stuff, like seeing this, like seeing people get together, play at a competitive level, and actually enjoy the game. That's got to be almost just as exciting, if not more exciting for you, no?
Oh, for sure. No, like the thing for me about this is like, I firmly believe trading cards as a genre of game is the best genre of game. Like this is a hill I am willing to die on. But they're very hard to approach. And so like, there's a lot of things about how most trading card games are. Like Magic the Gathering, if you were to try and learn it today, takes about 45 minutes to an hour to learn. Vibes takes about 15 minutes. Like this is a very intentional design choice. That's like, as I said, I want this to be your gateway drug into this. And like, look, Vibes can succeed without anyone ever playing it. We know because Pokemon succeeds with basically no one ever playing the game, right? It can. And it is most important that the collectability, because like, if you have players but not collectors, you're in a much worse spot than if you have collectors but not players, right? Ideally, both. Because I, as a collector, want to see that the game is growing from a gameplay perspective, right? Even if I'm not necessarily playing in the tournaments, I want to see that the tournaments are happening. There are people who are logging in every day that are playing all the time, right? One of the coolest things to me when we did our Championship of the Americas last year, there was we had a top 8 players. It was about 2 professional Magic the Gathering players had come and learned Vibes, and they were playing competitively. 2 professional Flesh and Blood players had come, right, and they were playing Vibes. 2 retired Magic pros had come out of retirement to learn Vibes and play it. And then 2 people who were playing their first trading card game ever made the top 8.
So why is that? Is it because they're looking for something new and this has a different twist? Is it they feel they have some sort of edge, so they're going to go clean up the prize pool? Like what?
It's a mix. Everyone has their own reason. So I would say like the professional players from other games are trying to spike other prize pools. There's certainly some of that, right? Like they're like, I think that this is a game that has brought in a lot of people who don't know how to play trading card games, and I'm going to go be way better than them. That's how it starts for a lot of them. One of the funny things about Vibes is almost everything that you would intuit from being really good at Magic is exactly wrong. There's a lot of things that just like, because of how the game is designed, like pro Magic players have a lot of difficulty learning learning how to be good at Vibes. They are very bad initially, which is often very motivating to them because they're not used to being bad at trading card games. And then they say, why am I? And then they get really hooked, right? So that's one of them. a lot of the players who are coming back who maybe played Magic years ago, kind of like you're describing, like in the 90s, in the early 2000s, played Magic and they just left and they're coming back because the pacing of Vibes and the complexity of Vibes is a lot more like old Magic than it is like new Magic. Like Magic the Gathering has been released since 1993, right? And so they're doing 10 releases a year right now, right? There is a lot of cards and the complexity of the cards has increased substantially. And the gameplay has really changed. It's sped up a lot. And so Vibes is very reminiscent of what I like about, like when I play Magic now, I play with a constrained card pool of only the cards, like only the early cards, right? It's called pre-modern. That's like what I play because I like that pacing of the game better. And so Vibes just plays like that. And then like, for people for whom this is their first game, like, again, like this is a very, like the beauty of TCG to me is like, we know TCG is a great format of game. We know it's like super addictive. We know it's like a social thing too, right? Like that's cannot be understated. Like we have an incredible community. And like, this is something that I tell our community all the time is like, the game is not called be really mean to your opponent and like try the hardest possible to win. The game is called Vibes. So like be a vibe, be like friendly. Like a lot of the people who are coming over, like one of our like streamers who plays a lot, like I was talking to him and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, because he was a professional Magic player for a while. And he was like, when I lost in Magic, I used to get so frustrated. He was like, I really just like didn't have, if I was losing, I didn't have fun. Right. And like that really messed with him and a lot. And he said, but when I came to Vibes, I came with a different mindset. And I said, Vibes, like I want to be having fun when I'm winning and having fun when I'm losing in Vibes. And like, this is very possible. Like one of the things that we've seen, like, our tournaments at the SCG cons are $10,000 cash prize purse tournaments. Like that is a very large prize purse, right? And yet, like I have seen people like helping their opponents, explaining things to them, like who are new to the game, like having friendly conversation, like, and of course, like from time to time, there are people who are not so friendly. That's just part of existing in the world that we live in. But like on the large, like we've been very intentional about trying to cultivate a very friendly community. Like before the tournament starts, they'll lend each other decks, like these kind of things. So it's really like, actually, this was a great story at the last SCG Con in DC. One of our top players, Deuce. So he won 4 of these in a row, right? And he was on his way to winning his 4th one. And there was a very good Magic player who was, I think, like 12 years old, right? Who came over first day, sat down at the booth, learned to play, and was just like, he was there for the weekend to play Magic, said, I'm not playing Magic this weekend. I just want to play Vibes.
Amazing.
Obviously, he didn't have a deck, right? And Deuce lends him a deck for the tournament. And it's like a 70-person tournament. And they meet in the top 4 and have to play each other. and he was like, oh man, I shouldn't have lent him such a good deck. But it was just this funny moment of that to me was very much what the community was about, was like he saw this young kid who was very, very good. Like you can always tell by like their card dexterity, like how do they shuffle, like how do they hold the cards, these kind of things. Very good Magic player. Was like, and the kid said to us, he was like, look, like when I play Magic, everyone that I'm playing against has been playing Magic for longer than I've been alive. And they're really good. And it's so hard to become someone there. But he was like, but for Vibes, like I can be someone meaningful in this ecosystem like today. Like it's just starting, right? And so I think a lot of people are also drawn to that. Is like, it's sort of the thing that drew like a lot of people to crypto, right? Like one of the reasons that I'm in crypto is I said, okay, if I want to be a fund manager, I could be a fund manager in the traditional startup space. And I'm competing against every fund manager that backed Uber, Facebook, Google, like whatever, like before I was even thinking about what investing was, right? Or you go to crypto where nobody's that relevant because the industry's only existed for 4 years. And like, this is much more interesting, right? And so I think like, that's also the thing with like why Vibes versus other TCG. I get this question a lot, right? And like, there's a couple of answers, but one of the like most analytical answers, I think cleanest, is just like, we print a lot less cards, right? Like Pokemon, I think, is on track to print 1 billion cards this year, like over 1 billion cards, right? Like Bourbon Pengu, the set, has 20,000 booster boxes total. That is like a tiny, tiny print run in the scheme of things. And so like, I think a lot of our core collectors that come from other genres of like product is like the math on just like, if this game takes off is in even a bigger way, which like it is, right? And they feel very vindicated by this Target launch and like, not just because like it's in Target, but because of what that means for all the new people who are exposed to it. Right. And if you do the math, there's just not that much product around for people to get. And so, you know, from a like what is interesting perspective, I think that's a very interesting like component of this. Is like we've been very intentional about the size of the print runs. We don't want them to be super huge, right? We want them to be this sort of like Grail collectible as the game grows. And yeah.
I hadn't thought about how it's a much leveler playing field, right? Like, could I go play Magic again if I wanted to? I could. I wouldn't know where to start in terms of like collecting a deck, building a deck, and then oh, by the way, if I actually go compete, if I go play in a in an actual tournament, odds are I'm competing against people who've been playing that game for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I'm at a very distinct disadvantage where
potentially 30 years.
Crazy.
Magic has been out for 30 years. Yeah. No, it's crazy. Like people are really good at Magic. Like it's kind of like there's this thing that happened with Overwatch too, where like I don't know if you ever played Overwatch, but like I remember booting up Overwatch like a few years ago, and I'm like, wait, why is everyone so good? And it's because like people got to a certain level of good and just stuck around, and then they started like attritioning all the people that weren't as good, right? And so the average skill level has just gone up really substantially, right? And like, you know, this is like that's not to say there are not like good players in Vibes. There are very good players in Vibes, but like the chance that you can be one of the players that invents a new deck that like people talk about, right? Like one of our streamers who's been here since the beginning, Lofi, like he's like, if you want to get into Vibes, like one of the things you will end up doing is watching a Lofi video at some point, right? Like it's just inevitable. And like that's really cool that he can be that person in this ecosystem, right? Like if you will look at a Deuce deck list, you will look at a BBQ deck list. Like these are people who, and like, and by the way, you'll probably meet all these people at all the tournaments because like, it's, you know, we have a very active community. It's not the hugest community in the world. It's growing. And we have a lot of new people joining it as over the last time, but like, you know, it is still like in a very early stage of growth, which is exciting because it's like, we all now get to define what this is. And again, this is why I'm always so intentional. Whenever I go to the tournaments, I remind everyone it is called Vibes. Be a vibe. Like that is part of this.
Yeah, and I think that culture, like it does start at the top. It starts with yourself, your team. You know, I mentioned Sneaker Dad. I know you got a lot of incredible team members, the artists you've worked with. And I think also coming from this space where I think it gets too much of a bad rep, when not just in terms of like crypto as a scam and that sort of stuff, but like the cutthroat, I guess, reputation. Yes, that can be the case, I guess, if you're every day waking up and you're trading perps or whatever. But at least from the NFT space, it really is a fun, you know, sharing type culture, an environment where, you know, a lot of people made a lot of great friends over the last several years. And it's because they're hanging out with people that have a lot of things in common. They're like-minded, and they're here for the vibes in many cases. So I think that does, from your team, your leadership, and the core community that came over, whether it was from Pudgy Penguins or Burbs or just the crypto space at large. I think that the core that you started with likely are some people that just good people, good to hang around. And I've been beating the drum on experiential retail or live events, from, you know, World Cup games to concerts to retail that can't be replicated on Amazon or online somewhere. And while Vibes can be replicated online, you can't replicate that social experience of interacting with, you know, someone across the table from you. And I'm so bullish on all those industries, but the common thread they have is that experiential component. And when you're doing that, and it's an atmosphere and a culture that people are enjoying, they're having fun, win or lose, I think that leads to a lot of long-term sustainability, repeat players, people coming back, and just growing that community in a very grassroots way, because there's so much demand for the experience that you just described.
Well, I think there's also something that like I felt in the space, and this is a nuanced thing, but I think it's really important to what you're saying, which is like, I love meeting up with people in crypto. I love like my friends I've met in the space, and like, but I think there's this like very big trend of like every meetup was in a bar with drinks, like maybe there's some food, whatever, right? Which is fine, it's great. But like I wanted to give, but like we're nerds, right? We're not bar people. We are, you know, huddled over some nerdy activity people. And so like I am very long any type of social gathering that is an activity, right? And so that's why like when I'm saying like learn to play Vibes, like, you know, I know a lot of people who now meet up, who are crypto friends that meet up and they play Vibes, and like, you know, it's a social thing mostly, but they do play Vibes, or maybe they'll meet up to trade the cards or these kind of things. And like, I just wanted to give people, or even just open packs together, right? Like I know, I heard a story recently of some of our collectors who drove like 3 hours to each other's house to go rip packs together. And like that to me is like, okay, we've given something to do, right? Like that's one of the coolest things about like the not only issuing collectibles, but specifically issuing the type of collectibles that are game pieces, right? And so like, it's like, there's a thing you guys can do together. There's all sorts of different things you guys can do together in the format of this. And like, that's the most exciting thing to me, is like bring people together with a common objective goal, like whatever.
I love it. And not only something they can do together, but again, right? Like you could have a local Vibes meetup once a month, and it's not just, oh, where are we going to go grab some drinks or grab some food? It's like you have an activity, an event, something to do that it really does it. You talk about long-term sustainability. It's like, well, that having that live event, having that activity that people are enjoying, and it is a more than just a common thread. I really haven't, it's great hearing you like basically put words into this, because like I knew there was something there well beyond just, oh, they've got national retail distribution, and you know the people are enjoying collecting these things and pulling the rares. The game piece, the game component is much more than a game, especially when you talk about this community of crypto natives that is hungry for something like this.
Here's the other thing. This is a thing that I think is a much larger deal than people really realize about this product. Is a lot of what we've seen a lot of times, people who are into crypto, maybe they in the 90s played Magic, right? And you know, they have kids now and playing the game with their kid, and it's a multi-generational like bridge for them. And you know, something that I am very thankful for is my trading career, my academic career, my professional career, I think was greatly impacted by the fact that I've played a lot of trading card games. And you know, I grew up playing chess, then did fencing and trading cards, and like, you know, they teach chess in schools, but I think chess is a very fundamentally boring game. I've come to like it again recently, but like they're like all of the reasons why we teach chess in schools is like true to probably, I think, even a greater degree of why trading card games are great. And like, you know, my kid, when I have one, will learn to play trading card games because of like a way to teach them how to think in a specific way. Like this is a very, very good activity. When there are so many brain rotty activities that you can be doing as a young person today, playing a trading card game will develop a set of skills that will stay with you for the rest of your life. And I think a lot of parents that had some flavor of that at some point in their lives are reliving that experience with their kids through Vibes, because Vibes, again, being more approachable, like is designed to have that experience. Is designed, maybe you played Magic back in the day, you don't want to teach your kid Magic, or they don't want to play Magic. Like Vibes is a really great entry point. It's a great family activity, and it's also a great like you should want your kid, if your kid's going to be hooked on some sort of something like this, like they should be hooked on the one that makes them smarter, right? And like the decision of like, okay, what's my chance of pulling this specific card that I need to get out of the situation, or what's the chance they have, like that type of thinking is so fundamental and valuable. And there are not that many activities that teach it to you in such a strong way.
Unfortunately, it's going the other direction. I feel the world is becoming increasingly digital, increasingly online. And back to my thesis, why I'm so bullish on live events and experiential retail is because as it becomes more connected,
you look for more escape.
Exactly. And especially for the kids, it's like, yeah, parents know that their kids shouldn't be on a screen 24/7. Parents are looking for what is that escape from digital? And I think it's not just the kids, it's people our age, people the Zoomers, the Gen Alpha, they're now seeking this sort of stuff that's not always online. It's not always on a screen. And man, I don't know if you saw this. You speaking to kids and being drawn to it. This was, I started at a Target and didn't find any at first, and then a few minutes later there was some packs, and apparently there might have been behind another one. Anyways, they're here. This is a real. I'm not just saying this because I got you on stream here with us. This is a real interaction. This kid was immediately drawn to Vibes. He kept going back to it. His dad had it in his hand. I asked him. He's like, I go, do you? Because I was like, oh, is this a fellow crypto nerd? Is this someone I know? He's like, I don't know anything about this. My kid just immediately drawn to it. It was a real aha moment for me. It was I know people talk about proliferating the IP and getting vibes out there in the hands of kids. But for me to see a kid instantly next to Disney Lorcana and Magic and all these other iconic IPs, that was the one thing that he was immediately drawn through and kept coming back to. It like gives me chills thinking about it, because like, oh, they're not just saying this, Spencer and Luke, it's like, it's happening. Like to see a kid in the wild, unsolicited, want the vibes pack over everything else on the wall. It really was like it was an eye opener for me. And I was like, okay, I get it now. This thing really does have legs far beyond, our small niche crypto world here. It's not just people buying these things because they want to collect or they want to rip or flip their packs. It's the IP hits, and obviously I didn't see the kid play the game, but it really was a big light bulb moment for me. Like, wow, this thing is it was like the they've made it type moment. Seeing that kid interaction, that was bigger to me than seeing the announcement that, oh, we're in Target, oh, we're in Barnes and Noble. Because then you can say, oh well, yeah, sure, but all the existing players, all the burb holders, the Pingo holders, they're just going to go buy them out themselves. And seeing it myself with my own eyes, it's not the case.
Well, so there's two things. One is like that's such an awesome story to hear, and it really tickles me to hear that. But like one of the reasons, like crypto is really concentrated on the coasts and a little bit in the Midwest in the United States, and like we're in 2,000 targets, so it's like every target that has TCG, which includes a lot of Middle America, a lot of the South, like places that you wouldn't expect as many crypto folks to be. I don't think the sales are explained just simply by saying, oh, well, the crypto people went and forced and bought it. I think it is a lot of this discovery, right? Mm-hmm. One of the big challenges and things that we think about right now is that customer that you just talked about, right? How do we take them and make them a lifelong vibes player, right? And so that's like a big, thing for us, is like, we have this momentum. How do we parlay it into, building those lifelong players, building those lifelong customers, building those people who are going to really be part of the community, participate? Like, what is the funnel into that? And so it's super interesting. But yeah, like this is a product that sells really good. One of the other things that we did is I think you'll like this as a retail guy. We had a really bright and colorful like packaging, whereas most of the packaging is really dark. Yep. I think that also makes it stand out. It's very striking. It
pops. It really does pop.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the other thing too, is like when like the task of have your TCG products sit on a shelf with Magic the Gathering, I would say with Pokemon, but Pokemon is never on the shelves anymore. So at least we don't have to deal with that. But like Magic the Gathering, Disney Lorcana, I mean, even Caillou just came out with like there's a My Little Pony one, as well as a K-pop Demon Hunters one on the shelves right now in all of these venues, right? And like, it is not a small feat to be the pack that is picked out of that like catalog, right? And so the bar that you need to hit is not only you need to be producing product at their quality level, but you need to be higher, because if you are the same, people will go with the more familiar IP. And so like, so much of what we do in the R&D, in the art, right? Like if you open a pack of vibes, every card is full art. This is like a big deal, right? This is way more exciting to a lot of consumers than, in Pokemon, maybe you get one full art card, right? Like literally every single card is full art. And like that, I think, is really impactful, especially one of the reasons that a lot of kids like it is because they just look better, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's a really crazy thing to say, but like Vibes looks way better than Magic or Pokemon, and I'm willing to die on this hill.
It's the first I've heard, like, again, not being deep in the space, like the art popped. Like it's like this is really good art. These are all my, like, the foils and stuff I pulled, minus that Steamboat's one of my favorite. But hearing you say that, like, oh yeah, it is different. The art, it is full art, and the others aren't necessarily all like that. I hadn't figured out the why it pops. Why the art looks so good beyond, is it just my bias, all because it's IP that I know? It's
because there's no container for the text. So this is like, if we want to get really nerdy here, like I'm sure I have a Magic cards sitting on my desk. So like
the bottom third of it is
in
text.
Magic, this much is is a box for text, and like this much is art. Yeah. And so in Pokemon, it's like kind of the same. I'm sure I have one somewhere here, but in Pokemon, like you get this much art for like this much card, right? And so when we designed Vibes, one of the main exercises was, how do we have the most art per unit of card, right? And we did something which I got a lot of flack from for other games people, which is that we removed the whole text box concept and all the text is just kind of floating, right? This is something that like Pokemon does for special art rares. This is something that like One Piece does for only their like rarest cards. We did it on every card. And you know, it's funny. There is I'm going to go on a tangent here for like 1 second, but follow me on this. I read this review of this movie a few years ago. So the movie was called Cats, and this is like the famous flop of a movie. And the review said, you know, this movie was incredible on every axis, except it was really difficult to look at. And like, this is bad because the main thing you do when you watch a movie is look at the movie. Right. And so like, I think about that review a lot because like, okay, let's say you're playing a trading card game, right? Like the main thing that you're doing is sitting there looking at art in your hand, right? If you played it enough, you probably aren't reading the cards. Maybe you read the cards a little bit, but like the experience of looking at the card, like this is the deck that won the World Championship, or not the World, the Asian Championships a few weeks ago. Like these are a good looking set of cards. I don't know what to tell you. Like there's something very like nice to the brain to look at them in this way. Templating, we spent a lot of time on how do we template it, like all these kind of things. And so like, if the main activity you're doing is looking at a thing, and looking at that thing should make you want the thing and make you want to pay a high price for the thing and should make you like want to do more of looking at the thing. Like it has to look really, really good. And that was an axis where surprisingly, like there wasn't as much competition as you'd think about how it looks and or like everyone kind of just does the same thing. Like I think you have to be very specific when you design a product like this and picking where are you pushing boundaries and where are you not pushing boundaries.
Really well done. Be Epic agrees. The white blue packaging smart. The art. It, like again, my brain knew it was different. My brain knew it popped, but I didn't think, oh, it's because there is more art. It is because it's not a third of the page is text, and I just in the quality of the cards. It's a quality product, and when you see it on the shelf again, did the 3-year-old know what the game was? No, but it stands out. And when everything else is in dark or black packaging, and it's white and blue, and it's cute IP, and it's a friendlier. I think everything from the gameplay itself to the design, the packaging, the art is just not Glazy. I've been saying this for weeks without you on the show, so I think others that can attest. Like I'm super impressed with the execution of this from top to bottom, and I think it speaks to you're passionate about the space. You've been in this world for years, and you can see that so much thought. Like people talk about high effort, low effort. Not only is this high effort, but it's high effort with a knowledge base that is extensive. You know, you put in your so to say your 10,000 hours in this space, and you can see that when you start, especially when you hear you talk through all the different strategic decisions that were made that landed up with this end product. From the gameplay to the art and even the packaging, like it's really well done. And I hope you've had I know it's been probably go, but I hope you had at least a minute or two to take a breather and reflect a little bit, be proud of what you.
No, I mean like here. This is awesome, right? Like if you make a consumer packaged good, like that and like look, like our company is not that old. It's like 2.5, 3 years old, right? Like that we got into the shelves of Target with a major release that we were able to sell really well there, you know, competing with all the biggest names on the shelf. And like that is a dream come true for a number of reasons. But it's just also really, really cool. Like to me, like the biggest thing, I think you mentioned this earlier, is like watching other people sit down and play the game. You know, our Asian Championships was like almost 12 hours tournament, right? Like there, and then after the tournament, all they wanted to do was talk about the game more, right? Like that's so cool. And like getting to talk to people about it. And you know, it's really amazing. The other thing that's also really amazing is like the success of Vibes has opened a lot of opportunities for us as a company, right? Awesome. Like, you know, one of the things that we're able to do is help, you know, make game products like this. Like we now are a company that has made a game product that has sit on the shelves of Target and sold really well, right? That has had this reception. And like, that is for us a really big and pivotal moment as a company, right? I think one of the main things that we think about right now in crypto is like crypto is having not the strongest period, right? Collectibles is having a very strong period. And so one of the nice things for us as a business is like we are a crypto and collectibles company, right? And so like what we don't want to do right now is like, and companies, their main goal is generate revenue, right? And like what we don't want to do is we don't want to go to our crypto audience and like try and generate tons of revenue and these kind of things from them. It's like, okay, there's a lot of opportunity as a business to make money in collectibles in a very sustainable way right now, which helps us have a lot more resources to do the things we want to do in the crypto side of things, right? And so like the ability for us as a collectibles company to do cool deals, make cool products for other people, like do these kind of things is like very substantial right now because of this. And that like helps us continue to grow and build the company and not stall out during this like less active crypto period.
I love it. It's congrats. I mean, it really is. So many people talk about generating revenue from the crypto natives. And to your point, like generating revenue that's not just selling stuff again and again and again to your core base. And this is, I mean, you're doing the thing. Should others all go and run and spin up their own TCG? Some might have success with it, but it doesn't have to be a TCG. I think there's a lot of TCG that others can learn from how you're approaching this, from incorporating community members, incorporating other crypto native IP, both, in the case of your own, in the case of Moonbirds, to even, I mentioned the Rect card. Like this is one that like, I don't care if it's a common card. I'm a fan of Rect, and it's a cool card. Like it's you've done a really, really great job on that front, the different rarity levels, and how it's, again, different rarity levels with the different coding, but also showing that rarity level without taking up a ton of space on the card. Like it's just so many decision points. And speaking of the rarity and the card and the grading, Zane asked this in the chat, and I think it was Sneaker Dad might have shared with us some of the, I don't remember the exact percentage, but how well you're performing at PSA in terms of,
I think it's 59% of Vibes cards. 59 cards percent of Vibes cards submitted to PSA come back at 10. That's the highest of any game by a lot. Like I think the comps are like a really good game in terms of print quality is like 10-20%.
Wow.
And so like 59 is really high. We also make our own paper, which is a really crazy thing that Zane is pointing out here. So like one of the reasons that we're able to produce such quality cards and other people struggle to is the biggest bottleneck in TCG is paper. So the paper that Magic prints on, that Pokemon prints on, they're very tight about the supply control of, because if they weren't, then people could counterfeit it more easily, right? And not only that, but like even if you were able to get them to sell you some of that paper, right? If Magic has a big year or Pokemon has a big year, they're going to go to the paper manufacturer and buy all of it, which is what happened this year. And so a lot of games have had a lot of trouble printing this year because their paper is gone, right? And so we foresaw this ahead of time and developed our own paper stock that we make. And so we never had this constraint. It's actually one of our core businesses is selling paper as well to other people. And so one of the reasons you feel the quality of a Vibes card is because it is made on a paper that is the only game made on a paper that even attempts to be better than the paper that Magic is made on, that Pokemon is made on, right? And that's because like we literally R&D'd it because we want to, like, originally our goal was, can we be as good? Then it was like, can we be as good or better?
Incredible. I had no idea you're making your own paper. So I'm guessing then it's making your own paper. Or are you also then like actually cutting the cards in house? Is that can you?
So in-house is a little bit not quite the right way to frame it, but basically what we have is we have our own team that goes into factories and we rent time on the machines in the factories. Because like the printing press that we print on is like a $10 million printing press, right? And it needs to sit in a factory that's like a several $1 million factory and have workers that work at 20, and like you have it's running 24/7. Like we're not quite at 24/7 running of that printing press production scale yet. But we have our own team that goes in and does it at the factory, right? One of the coolest things actually about the paper. So if you take a card and you shine a light through it, you can see this. The middle of the card is actually orange. And it's called orange core paper. If you do this with a Magic card, it is blue in the middle. It's on blue core paper. And I'm going to do a very sacrilegious thing on stream here. I'm going to show you the paper on the inside. So, and that's because we're Orange Cap Games.
I love it.
So we make orange core paper.
I love it.
Yeah.
We won't clip the ripping of the Vibes card. We won't let that lead the stream. Man, super. I was already impressed before speaking to you. The execution, the level of effort, knowledge, expertise that went into this. My mind's kind of blown. I'm and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. So if it's something that don't want to share or not willing to share, it's not even like trying to pry alpha. I'm just curious. Like, do you envision, like I see the uncut cards behind you. I think of Magic. I'm not sure what the other is. Like, do you foresee doing like some additional runs, like what might we see an uncut vibes as a collectible that you auction off, or is there any? We have
so uncut vibe sheets do exist in the wild. Okay. The winner of the Championship of the Americas and the winner of the World Championships, and I think the top 8 players that won them. So they've only been prizes so far.
Very cool.
That you had to win. I don't believe any of them have ever exchanged hands on the market, but that might not be exactly accurate because there might be exchanges that I don't know about. But I know of at least most of them are hanging on the walls of the people that won them as trophies. So that's cool.
Some founders might burn their tokens to reduce supply. We just Zane says bullish. Founder just lowered the supply live on stream here. So only 20,000 of these boxes in the wild, and there's one less.
That's the other thing is like one of the things that's great about physical collectibles, and like I ruminate on this a lot, which is like, dude, crypto is so easy to sell. You just press the sell button. As a matter of fact, it's one of the only 2 buttons that there are. There's buy and sell button. Whereas like physical collectibles, like every single day, a physical collectible ends up in the hands of someone who's too lazy to ship it to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like,
Me.
yeah, exactly. Right. And so like the friction of selling physical collectibles is a feature, not a bug. And it's like people look at their collections very, very differently than they do in crypto, because like it could be money, but it's after jumping through a bunch of hoops. And so it's like not often thought of this way.
Maybe, I know we're brushing up against time here. So if you get a hard out or anything, let me know. We'll get you out of here. I just had a few, I might kind of rapid fire. One, I'm back to the cards in the gameplay. I got Katie pulled one of the Junkyard Penguins here, one of the sketch cards, 4 of 10. I'm guessing she probably doesn't want to necessarily play with that card. Rather, she needs that card in the deck. Maybe she goes and gets one that's not the sketch card. When you're talking about these decks, though, and we were talking about, the level playing field, because someone hasn't been playing the game for 3 decades, they have such an edge on me, or they don't have every card out there. How much, like when it comes to gameplay, how much is it the deck versus, I guess, the skill of the player? I'm guessing a little bit of both. Like, I guess, is there such thing as like OP cards where if I run up against someone that has this card or these 2 or 3 cards in their deck, I'm not going to win?
I think it's like this. Like part of the game starts before you sit down. Like part of the game is metagaming. Metagaming describes the process of like looking at the pool of possible decks and picking the one you think is right for the tournament, is right for you and your play style. Like certainly there are combinations of cards that you could sit down to a table with that are not as good as other combinations of cards. But really at the highest level, it's like there's a bunch of different combinations of cards that are probably equally as good or different in the hands of different pilots, or like have different matchups against each other. And so like, we try very hard for there not to be like one OP card, right? You'll hear a lot of debate. One thing that TCG players love to do is debate whether cards should be banned or like how good they are, these kind of things. But like, yes, if one of the craziest things was in the Championship of the Americas, someone made the top 16 with literally the starter deck. Literally the yellow starter deck made the top 16 of the Championship of the Americas, which is crazy.
Wow.
Like there's no other game that I've ever seen where that can happen. So I would say that it is less so true than there's other games. Don't come being upset if you come with a random pile of cards and lose to people that have very coordinated, structured strategies. But this is also why I mentioned that, vibes.game content section is like, if you want to see what the pros are playing, like this is known information, right? Like this is a thing that is available to you, right?
How many cards are in the set? Or I guess, let me rephrase that. Is the gameplay itself, it's like set 1, set 2, set 3. So all those cards are in the same game. So I guess
all the cards in the same game. So yeah.
How many were in set? How many?
Set 1 is 200.
Okay.
Set 2 was 151, and set 3 is 195.
Okay.
So just shy of like 600 cards now.
Okay.
In the game. So it's like 750. Sorry, 550. Quick maths.
So if someone wanted to go get a full set, wanted to collect everything, it's possible, but it's not necessary to compete. I mean, if someone could go compete,
you need 52 cards to compete.
Okay.
That's the deck is 52 cards. You need 52 cards to compete. You don't need 4 of every card ever printed.
And 52 of, yes, the more strategy thought, that you put into that, your odds are maybe better. but someone can go with a starter deck and be competitive, have fun playing with.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not going to spend thousands of dollars to have the best and play the game.
By the way, the best deck I think costs like under $500, right? I think it's closer to like $200 or $300 to have the best deck. I actually can pull up exactly what the current market price of the top deck is, but it's not high, especially relative to other games. It is much cheaper than Magic. And by the way, too, if you have Magic or Pokemon collections, there's a lot of vendors, specifically Star City Games, who if you go to one of their tournaments and conventions, you can trade your Pokemon or Magic cards in, and they'll sell you Vibe cards.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm learning a lot today about not just Vibes, but TCG and the gameplay in general. Katie in the chat says one of the things that feels like could be talked about more is the fact that people love having their IP on the cards. It's already created a fan. You've got this existing baked-in fan base. She says, "Yeah, I love collecting my own card." I think she was in set 2 with one of her littles, and it's like, and then so not only did she collect that, like she's been one of the loudest brand ambassadors of set 3, right? It's like this from the artist to featuring the IP. It's just this alignment. I keep coming back to the word alignment. Like this is what I feel most, if not all, the crypto native, or at least the NFT native IP brand should. This is how you build, right? You like work with your community, work with your brand ambassadors. It doesn't mean they need to be getting some magical internet money, like a 6-7 figure airdrop. They want to feel part of something. They want to feel like, hey, I was here at the beginning. My asset was featured in one of these sets, and then they're going to likely continue to collect. They're going to continue to play the game. And it sounds so simple saying it, but I think you're one of the few that's executing it at this level. And appreciate you, on behalf of the space at large, really appreciate the leadership and taking this approach. And I do hope others follow suit. Not saying copy the TCG playbook verbatim, but this how you're going about introducing products to the market and working with so many other artists and in the community at large. It's really exciting. It really, I think, is what the dream that so many of us had when we fell in love with.
We all just want to do cool stuff here, right? Like, and to me, this is cool stuff. I'm glad that this has resonated as cool stuff with other people, but like at the end of the day, like the first goal is just do cool stuff, right? And do cool stuff that I think is cool, and I think other people will think is cool, and like work with cool people, like, yeah.
I love it. I will get you out of here. A couple more questions if you have time. And I actually want to highlight something from the chat. I just saw this. Dillo shared from Mr. Dojo. I don't know if there's anything you want to add or comment on this. He said, finally scanned some of my favorite vibes on Synced Collect. And it basically shows his stock, the current items, I guess like a collection value. Is Synced something you're affiliated with or just a third party?
Yeah, Synced is great. So Synced is it's a third party, but Synced is run by the fine folks at Van Eck.
Wow.
Familiar group. So one of our largest collectors, Matt Bartlett, who is their head of Web3, is super involved. They're deep in TCG space. Actually, something else that we should shout out about them. I don't know. Have you seen Market Forces?
I haven't. No.
So Van Eck is coming out with a trading card game called Market Forces. Definitely, I think something that I've seen people sleep on. But if you are in the crossover of collectibles and crypto, and what, this is a thing that you should be looking at.
Yeah, this is wild. I was not aware. So like very like comic book meets financial markets meets TCG.
Yes. And so that is, I think, coming up fairly soon, their launch of that. So something that, you want a little alpha. If you're not following that, I would just, look for opportunities to check it out.
Very cool. One more question I have, and then we'll kick it back to you for any final comments or anything we didn't get to today that you were hoping to talk about. I'd seen a few people mention it on the timeline. I think the packaging nailed it. Again, I've said it really pops on the shelf. I am curious if I could ask, like, what was there a strategic decision in terms of, hey, this is the design we want? Was it something contractually with whatever deal you entered into with Pudgy Penguins initially, to where this set it's all Pudgy, at least the packaging anyways, the exterior packaging.
Pudgy. Happy to talk about this. So generally this set, if you look at this set, is generally Bourbon Pengu, right? So in the hobby box releases, this is generally Bourbon Pengu, these kind of things. We were in the quest to get into Target and big box and these retailers, we were working very closely with Pudgy team, and the original plan was to go do this launch with set 4 versus set 3. And set 4 is a Pudgy product. And so Pudgy had put a lot of work into getting this in. Now they came to us and they said, hey, TCG is taking off. We have this open opportunity. Do you have anything that we can put on the shelves right now? And, you know, so because we were working and that was in the context of like what we had been pitching them for set 4, which is more of a Pudgy SKU, right? And so, you know, we made it work in the way that it could work for this release, which is like, these are still Bourbon Pengu packs. They are more Pudgy branded, but that's because that was the IP avenue through which we entered Target and entered those conversations, and we were working with them very closely. And so, and so, you know, when we made the strategic decision, it was like, okay, this is the way that we are able to be on the shelves earlier. This is great for the game in a huge way. This is great for everything we're doing. And also, like, you know, it makes a lot of sense. Like, would I have loved to have the Bourbon Pengu branding on the shelves in Target? Absolutely. Will Burb as an IP make it into big box? Like, absolutely. Right. Like this lays the groundwork for everything.
Do you think it'll be this, what we're seeing here? Will these make it in the wild, or it'll be a different set?
It'll be a different release. These are already like, these already exist. Right. And it may not even be a vibe set with Burbs that makes it in, right? Like, I mean, people forget, like, we did the Burb physical collectibles. I don't know if you have any of the blind boxes, but
yeah. I don't know if you can see my I gotta go. My whole shelf back there's got 12 Burbs, including one of the gold ones sitting on top.
Yeah, absolutely. So like we do a lot of cool collectibles products. We will this is not the last collectibles product that will be on the shelves in distribution, right? There will be a moment when like Burb is the main or only thing that is being placed on the shelf in a big box context. Like, this is not exactly that moment. This is like a teaser to that moment in many ways, right? And
Totally makes sense.
That's kind of how this all came together, and that's why the retail packaging for big box is different than the retail packaging for hobby.
Totally get it. Makes sense. Sneaker Dad teases pre-sale in July. Is that maybe set 4 he's alluding to, or something else?
I think he's alluding to market forces.
Oh, got it. You made me think there, because I'd flashed the Burbs on my the Burb boxes. My hat, I don't know if you can see. My daughter I have another collaboration idea for her. I'm just going to shoot my shot. They're out there. I have no skin in the game. I don't stand to make anything of it. But she's going to FAU next year. And so I ordered some merch. Like, is this where, you know, K-Row and Justin got the original idea on the IP? Like, I can't help but think my FAU Owls, where my daughter's going to school, is some tied into Moonbirds, or we need a
Burb coded for sure.
We need a Burb Florida Atlantic collaboration at some point.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea. We'll have to look into that.
Spencer, I am, again, congratulations. Super impressed with not just the success and all that you've built, but how you're doing it, I think, is what really stands out to me. I mean, seeing it resonate with the young and the old on the shelves, seeing, you know, your products stand out, jump out when sitting right next to iconic IP at Target and Barnes & Noble. You should be proud. You should be proud of the effort, the team, like, and I'm just going to keep coming back to like how you're doing this, how you're giving Web3 a fun activity to get together, to, you know, something other than just eating or drinking, but a reason, an excuse to get together on a monthly or however often basis to have fun, to play a game. And then, you know, it's not just the game, but also the collectible nature. It's just like, I'm sure there's things that maybe you've learned and might do differently on future sets, but from my perspective, it's like you guys nailed it. It's like 10 out of 10 from the execution standpoint. And I say this coming from, I'm not a TCG player. Yeah, I played Magic the Gathering in 1999, and Vibes is the first TCG I've collected since then. But it's got me not only collecting Vibes, it got me back into, you know, I'm ripping some packs. I want to play the game. I want to learn the game. I'm probably going to go take a shot at playing online today. And the next time there's some Vibes, you know, tournament in the Tampa area, I'm probably going to go if schedule permits. Like, it's just, I genuinely am in. Like, I want to compete. I want to play the game. I want to learn the game, but to do so with other friends, other like-minded people, and support, you know, builders and leaders that I think are doing things the right way. You know, sign me up. So again, truly, you know, congrats. Proud of all that you guys have done, and happy to amplify and continue to support however I can as we move forward. I guess, is there anything anything we didn't get to today? Is there anything, whether it's Vibes specific, set 3 specific, Burbs, the space at large, or anything that I didn't ask you that you were hoping to share?
Yeah, one thing that I want to share, well, it's obviously many things, but one thing that I think is a key highlight here is if you really enjoyed grabbing the packs at Target, Barnes and Noble, like a lot of people are having the experience going there, they're sold out, these kind of things, like check out online, check out hobby stores, like Bourbon Pengu, the set is available, not just in Target and these kind of places. So, as that supply dries up, I don't want people to get discouraged. Like there is plenty of this product existing kind of in other places, eBay, To the Moon Cards, Star City Games, a lot of different places where you can go pick up product. Definitely go check out starter decks too, if gameplay is something that matters to you, but it doesn't stop here. There's a lot more of the world of Vibes to get immersed in. I also want to say, got a lot of really exciting stuff coming up for the company, coming up for Burb, coming up for Moonbirds, right? Like, as I said before, the most important thing is have the launch in big box for our first product in big box as a company go as well as it can. And I think it's gone as well as it's probably gone better than it possibly could have, if I'm being realistic, right? Like this is, and I'm so appreciative to everyone who's helped us do that. But this lays the groundwork for just like the year of Orange Cap, right? Like this is the groundwork for like not only the year of Orange Cap, but the next 5-10 years, right? And we talk, one of the things is like things move so fast in crypto, but like outside of crypto, they do not usually move this fast, right? Yep. Like everyone wants to see, oh, like what's the next, like this is a 10x moment for what we can do. There's a lot of more 10x moments that can come, and we're pursuing them as quickly as possible. But like this lays the groundwork for some really, really, really cool stuff down the line, and really expands our horizons of like what we can do, who we can work with, how we can distribute product, these kind of things. So there's a lot of dots to connect, but like the future for Orange Cap is bright. The future for Vibes is bright. The future for Moonbirds is bright. Like there is so much going on, and you don't always feel it in crypto, because crypto is not having its strongest moment right now, right? But like we are taking this time to double down on the thing that will set us up. So when crypto comes back, like people will look who, come back, the seasonal tourists who are part of crypto only when it's good will come back and say, look at what these companies have done, look at what they're doing. And like, we're preparing for that moment. Right. And I think this is a big step forward in the preparation for it.
Is there anything, so like you mentioned, hey, if you're out, you're in the stores, take a picture, like all that stuff helps. The social proof helps. Is there anything else? Someone's listening in, they're excited, they've got their Vibes, or they want to go get their first, Vibes pack. Is there anything else that we can do to help support the cause and help, help make this the year of Orange Cap games? Yeah. Is there like a Google review site? I mean, anything that like just that we can do to, whether it's a review or I'm guessing like continue to take those pictures on socials, go like, repost the stuff, anything other than the norm there that would be helpful or you'd like to see us do?
I would say go get some starter decks, go get some cards, find a friend and play a game with them. Like onboard one more person. That's like the biggest ask that I can have is like, go bring one more person into the fold. If everyone does that and you tell that person, bring one more person, then we can really grow substantially. Right. That's the major ask, I think.
Awesome. Makes sense. So we know where to find it, both in retail now as well as online. Is there I guess on vibes.game, is there a spot there where they could find like local events, beyond like the national competitions or national tournaments? Is there? Yeah,
there's some information there. I would say there's also a newsletter on the Vibes website that you can sign up for. Okay. And we send that out. If you sign up for the online game, there's also an opt-in there for the newsletter. That will have a lot of the information on the upcoming events and stuff.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, Spencer.
Oh, and by the way, if there isn't a local event for you, like reach out to us and host an event. Okay. That's also a thing that can be done.
What's like DM the account? What's the best?
Yeah, reach out to DM the account, reach out to Sneaker Dad, hop in Discord, start a support ticket, one of those kind of things.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, man, I'm rooting for y'all. It's exciting. Thanks, and at least thanks for now. For getting me into a hobby that I wasn't planning in 2026 that is expanding far beyond Vibes. But
you're welcome, and I'm sorry to your wife.
Yeah, it's I had like, well, I sold it. They're like, hey, one of my friends, they worked on this art, and then I explained it. I said I was like, remember I said I bought these cards because my friend helped on it. And it's like, yeah, we're hosting the the founder, the owner on the show today. So yeah, she's I've like, I think tactically, strategically introduced her to my my collecting. So I'm doing it for a good cause. But no, really appreciate your time. Always a pleasure. We'll have to do this again. And I know I've mentioned Sneaker Dad a few times. I know you got a lot of incredible people on the team, work with a lot of great artists. And I don't want to, I know you probably want to single anyone out, but any, as far as the team or, check in with the account, the Discord, I guess, is probably another
great place to go. Yeah. Great place to go. Check out the Discord. The funny thing about the Discord is like our Discord community is like largely non-crypto, right? Like it's actually mostly like TCG people. Very cool. which is fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, again, really appreciate your time today. Truly enjoyed the conversation. I've enjoyed ripping these packs and excited to get into the gameplay even more. And, open invite. Always love having you on the show and appreciate so much, not just the time today, but how you're moving in this space and driving this alignment and bringing so many communities together. I've seen a lot of people getting excited about vibes. And I think I agree with Katie. That's something else that it's not just the art, but really doing a lot to be almost vibes being a glue amongst so many of these leading Web3 communities. I think I don't think that can be overstated. So thanks again. We'll do this again next time. Just have yourself or Sneaker Dad reach out, let us know when you got something coming up, or we can help amplify something. Happy to do that, and we'll be in touch soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Congrats again. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Good stuff here today. What a fun day. We did some coffee with Captain pools. Kicked off our first builders domain, courtesy of Doma, Doma protocol, doma.xyz to go learn more about them. We'll have, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do our Keeping It Real episode. But yeah, this was the builders domain brought to you by Doma, bringing $360 billion industry in the case of domains on chain and doing some cool stuff, adding utility, fractionalizing those, and much, much more. By the way, smoothie.com launches on Doma on July 1st. If you missed that Doma on air episode, but excited to do more of these. If you're a builder, we've got I think our next few episodes are already lined up. Next week, we're going to be featuring Klanos on the builders domain. And then the following week, I believe Meebits, maybe the week after that. But if you know a Web3 builder, an on-chain builder, a crypto builder, that you would like to see us feature on the builders domain, DM the Coffee with Captain account, and we would certainly take it into consideration. And Be Epic says Vibes game's fun, but you do need to practice. Playing against people with decks that crush can make it frustrating. I think that's probably a good takeaway as well. Is don't think while you could go compete with a starter deck, if you're competing with a starter deck and it's your first time and you're playing against people who've been playing the game since set one, you're probably going to lose, and don't get frustrated with that. Keep coming back, and don't let the as Spencer mentioned, like the vibes is more than just the name, and it's meant to be fun, not necessarily cutthroat. That said, if when I start playing, I plan to compete and plan to win. So, guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. As always, we'll be back Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern time here on Coffee. If you just found us today, we do go live every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Usually the first hour of the day, daily market update, trending news, trending topics, news of the day. And then we're very fortunate around that 9 o'clock hour, we often have experts and founders and team leads, leaders pushing the space forward like Spencer that join us, and usually a couple interviews like that per week. But yeah, join us again Monday. In the meantime, go enjoy some World Cup soccer today. Go enjoy your weekends, touch some grass, and go see if you can find some Vibes Pack. Go hit up your Target, your Barnes & Noble, or online. And when you do, give them some of that love on the timeline. Grab those pictures, send it out on the socials. And we collectively, I think this is part of what we can do to see more of this, is supporting teams like Orange Cap Games and Vibes and all that they're doing over there. So on that note, congrats again to Aspiring Nobody for our community member of the month. Big win there. Shout out to Beezy for sponsoring Coffee with Captain. And I just saw the Pudgy Penguin post. Get the big Pingu at Target, driving some vibes. So thanks again, everyone. Have a wonderful Friday, and until Monday morning, have a great weekend.